What's up? What's up? Hey, thank you all for coming out and joining me today. I appreciate you being here. And speaking of cruising, did you guys hear about what happened in Montgomery, Alabama? I'm pretty sure you did. Let me turn on the chat and welcome you all in. Hey, Fifi. Hey, Yaya. Hey, Shani 48. Hey, Miss Queenie. Hey, Angie. Hey, you gotta chill. BL. Dr. LaShonia. Hello, the church lady. LSA boss, Sophie. Let me see who else did I miss. I really appreciate you all for coming in here on today. When I signed on the internet, one of my good friends from LSA, dropped a word to me about this thing that happened in Montgomery, Alabama. RNYTV, Lena Pretty Brown Eyes, Sincere. Hello, how are you doing? Michelle Daughter, Shell Burnett. Okay, I thank you all for being here. And if anybody I miss, Nurse Shay. Okay, Just Star Moon Peace. I'm sorry. Sassy Francis, M. McCarter. Okay. Is that Cutie Pie? Yes, of course. Hey, Cutie Pie, how are you? I thank you all for being here. Miss Gerald Labria, thank you. Okay, so I want to talk about YouTube cameras. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I don't want to miss anybody because, when I go back on my repeats, I see so many people that I miss in my hellos that were there. And sometimes they don't show up on StreamYard. So if I didn't speak to you, hello, J Truth, please forgive me. But I want to, I think I see everyone. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want to talk about this thing that happened in Montgomery, Alabama. So if you guys are familiar with what happened in Montgomery, Alabama, the reason why I had this screenshot up here is because this is one of the places where slaves, unfortunately, were brought into the United States over in Africa. And If you look, that's where they docked them. They have several holding pens that are marked on this map for the slaves, and they also have the market, and they have a couple of depots, slave depots marked out here. But it was a different thing this past weekend over at the riverfront. Now, some people want to say that, oh no, it wasn't a racial thing. I've seen so many comments talking about this was not a racial thing. Okay, so you had a couple of people who docked their boat in a place where they weren't supposed to dock their boat, and when they were told to move their boat because the docking area was for a paddle boat that took people out on tours, they of course, it was a black man security guard who told them they had to move their boat. So you see, they went up to obviously they went up to talk to someone else about it because surely your black ass who works here cannot tell me that I can't just park anywhere and this is reserved for the riverboat and they're coming in and dock. So why would I move my boat because your black ass told me to move my boat? That's just my opinion, and these are my opinions about the situation. So um they go up the ramp and then they come back down, and it's very odd how I've read some news articles about the situation, and it's very hard. I'm gonna drop my link. It's very odd how some news articles are reporting on this. Okay, let me drop my link one thing at a time. If anybody want to come up here and talk about this, you're more than welcome to join the conversation about this because this is some bull. Okay, one second. Okay, hey Emma Renee, hey Nisi, hey Kina, hey Sophie. I thought I dropped my link. Okay, let me drop my link. Okay, there it is. If anybody want to come up, I found it real odd how they discussed this in some news articles because I want to share my screen with you and read off it. Okay, first of all, put a one in the chat if you have seen the video of this, or even if you've heard about it. Hey, you talk too much. Put a one in the chat if you've heard about this story that happened in Montgomery, Alabama this weekend. They call thank you RNYTV. I hate thank you C Mac. Okay, so now they called this a brawl. Hey, focus on you. Thank you guys. They called this a brawl, and one news outlet said that a black man was fighting about six or seven people. That's how they described this. No, the black man told these people they had to move their boat because the riverboat was coming in, and this is where the riverboat parks, and he was attacked by these people. And after the article goes on to say that the black man got into a verbal altercation with these people, and then he threw his hat in the air as some type of a signal that he wanted to fight. And then the fight was on, and then he started fighting a group of people. No, the black man had already been hit. The people had already been told that they must move their boat because the paddle boat was coming in. But then the news outlets, see, this is where the news outlets and the stories get twisted. Prior to him throwing his hat in the air, that white man had already hit him once. And when he threw his hat in the air, he took the opportunity to sucker punch the guy in the face. Now, this is somebody who works, who is doing his job. You know what they say, we should pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and get work and get employed and all this type of stuff. Hey, Bird, how you doing? See, this is what happened. Hey, a viewers review. Hey, Eve Dallas. So, Snooky's Tack House. Okay, I have someone in the back. One second. Hey, Faith. hold on. Thanks,
Hey.
that's you.
Yep.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay, girl. This
Okay.
story has pissed me off.
Girl, I am saying, I am so. Go ahead. What do you have to say about it?
First of all, I saw one of the articles that said the same thing that the black man threw his head up as a signal. How is it a signal after you get punched in your face?
Exactly. Exactly. He had already been punched in his face, and he threw his one report said he threw his head up in the air as a signal and began to fight a gang of people. No, he was attacked by a gang of people. Now you think if it would have been the story would have been told that way had it been a person of a white person who
Mm-mm.
was attacked by that many black people? Let's keep it real.
It would have been a gang.
Okay, so yeah, he would have been assaulted by a gang, unruly mob of animals if it had been a white person doing that to a black person. And the simple fact that, and then so they have video of the scene going down, and they activate this black guy by throwing up his hat in the air after being punched in the face and taking a stance to protect himself was initiated this whole situation. And then and then they actually said that some of the people who were attacking him was actually trying to break up the fight. No, they were in there. They pulled that black man to the ground. They beat him, kicked him, stomped him, and was punching all over him. And then you see one lone brother run down the ramp, and then you also see another brother swimming across the water to get to the dock. Now, instead of whoever filming this concentrating on the one brother who ran down the ramp, who, when he got to the melee, he started breaking it up. But
Right.
they insisted that the people who were attacking him, someone in that attack was trying to break it up. No, the lone black man who came down started breaking the fight up. That's who started breaking it up.
Right.
Then
And it was another white man. It was one heavyset white man with a blue shirt. He ran over there and was trying to get him to take was trying to get them all for the black guy. And the white man who started the fight, the one that punched the security guard, punched him, and then he kind of like backed away.
exactly. And then the guy who swam across, they actually have a video of them pointing with an arrow pointing to the guy swimming across. And then they said people were even jumping in the water to join the melee, but they did not further tell you that the guy who swam across was security. That's who he was. He was security who swam across to help this man who was being attacked by a vicious mob in Alabama, the place where they routinely brought the slaves to get bought and sold by these people. I mean, it was just like too much. So what else do you want to add to that?
And it just amazes me how we're always animals. We're always in the wrong. When that man was doing his job, nothing more, nothing less. All they had to do was move the goddamn boat.
That's all they had to do. So then this is something that is also interesting about this situation. There was a woman in a red dress. There was a woman in a red dress.
And one got her
Now,
ass whooped.
okay, yeah, that's the woman who actually got the chair knocked over her head and all this
Yeah.
type of stuff. And she
Hmm.
was she was in the mix. She was all mixed up in the mix. Okay, so this woman in the red dress is said to have been the sister of the governor of Alabama. That is one of the things that is being said about the woman in the red dress, that she is allegedly the sister of the mayor. I mean, of the governor of the state of Alabama. So that that is one. It has not been confirmed yet. It's just being reported, rumored to be the sister of the governor of the state. So, what do you think of that? The boldness.
And I think that's probably why she wasn't in handcuffs. I sent you another one that was showing the people, some of the white people that was there on the dog being handcuffed. She
Yes.
wasn't one, but then again, it could have been she had a head injury. So I won't.
Yeah, it could have been because she got clobbered over the head
Oh,
with a
she got
chair.
clobbered real hard,
Yeah,
and she had taken
her.
quite a few punches from the two sisters that jumped on her too.
Yeah, and then the two sisters. Well, she was in the mix. They just didn't jump on her for no reason. They
No,
jumped
she
on
was
her
throwing
because
punches.
she was throwing punches in that mob. And then when the two sisters tried to, they do, which they should have done, which we're supposed to do. When you got some mob attacking somebody, you get them off of you. That's what you're supposed to do. It's
Exactly.
like what's so hard to understand about this, in my opinion? So if
So what
anybody
was he
else
supposed to do? Just lay there and let them beat his ass, and everybody's supposed to stand around and watch?
yeah, exactly. So that's just my opinion of the whole situation. So I think I found it quite amusing. Not amusing. I found it quite disturbing that these people want to sit up and act as if these black people were in the wrong in everything they did in this situation. So let's see what the chat has to say about this situation.
My chat
Um,
not moving.
Okay. Yes, and yeah, that is the reason I put that picture of this being a former slave place where they dropped the slaves off. See, because it's 2023, and there was a big revolt. There was a big revolt in Alabama. They were like, "No, this is not going down this way." And I must say, I was very proud to see it. Unfortunately, they are not naming the people who have been arrested, but we do see on these pictures that quite a few white people were in handcuffs, and we don't know what charges are being brought against them. And we saw the black guy who hit the woman and the man across the head with the folding chair. We saw him immediately be taken to the ground and arrested by black police officers who just let these white people who were doing the attacking walk right by them.
Mhm.
This one, when they were trying to handcuff this one black police officer, was trying to handcuff the guy who hit the people over the head with the folding chair. A white woman actually came up to him while he was working and was pushing him in the shoulder and trying to talk to him, and he just pushed her away, and that drunk bitch fell down on her ass. So these were a bunch of entitled, people, drunk people who felt that like they could do whatever they wanted to do. They did not have to obey any thing that this security guard told them to do in regards to their uh, vote and their connections or whatever, or their sense of being entitled. So, what do you
It was
guys think?
amazing because the man that ran up from the other side wasn't even a part of the party. The one that the second guy that tackled him to the ground, he came from a whole different way. He wasn't even with them on the boat. It was the little young skinny dude, the
Hmm.
guy that had the first guy that threw the punch, and little green dress that got her ass whooped.
Yeah. Okay. So if you look at this picture right here, if you look to the left, you see the I think it's a paramedic bent down. You see the lady in the green dress, and the man right behind her. I think that's the one who Yaya is talking about, who wasn't even in the group. I think that's who you're talking about, based on what my memory of how the melee went down. But this was just a whole hot mess that actually broke out, and I'm glad that people didn't just stand around and just film and record and not help that brother out. And I'm glad that they did what they needed to do to get these people off of them. And it was so funny when they realized that it ain't going down like it was. This ain't the 1950s when you can just grab somebody up and do what you want to, and the people gonna be scared to help that person defend themselves, and you can have your way. They start hightailing it to the boat then. Well, how come they didn't hightail it to the boat when they was told that they had to move the boat and saw this big old
Exactly.
paddle boat coming in the dock? But they didn't hightail it to their boat then. They hightailed it up to talk to somebody else, because that black man who worked there wasn't important enough to tell me to move shit till I
Exactly.
got my ass whooped. Then they hightailed it to the boat. And you ain't see them fucking white bitches down there picking up all their personal items that was falling on the motherfucking floor. But black women are the ones who are followed around in stores like they gonna steal something. And these motherfucking little snake ass bitches down there picking up all these people's personal belongings.
And that
Child,
surprised me. It didn't surprise me
allegedly.
at all. I'm just sick of it. But it's still for me. I was proud of the people that did help him, but I was still angry that there were way too many people that sat around and was just watching. That were closer than the guy that had to come off the security guard. It was people right up on the period. I only saw one guy, black guy, run past, and he was trying to find his way down to them.
Mm-hmm.
But it was too many black people that was standing up there just looking down at him.
Yeah, it was way too many, and everybody got their phones out in their hands on their hips and shit. But I'm glad that it worked out the way it did. Hey, Pizarro. Hey, New Biology. Um,
Hey, Pizarro. Hey, Nubi.
it's the Gen X getting it in. Yeah, and that young guy, the security guard. If you look at the footage when they were at the boat, when they went to the craft that the people were told to move, and then another fight broke out over there. The security guard, that one who swam across, there was an older white man who took a black woman and slammed her to the ground by her neck, and they both fell. And that young brother went in ham on that dude's head. He went in like a jackhammer on that dude's head. He was pow 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 pow, pow rapid fire on that dude's head. But the white woman who got in the red dress, who was sitting on the deck when she got hit across the head with a chair. The reason why she was sitting on the floor is because two black women had pulled her off of the group and started pummeling her, which they should have,
Exactly.
because she was pummeling them. But it's so strange how they said that that thin black woman looked like a trans man, that looked
That's a
like a
lie.
man. They're saying it's a woman, but it looked like a man. But they didn't say
And she
one
was
goddamn word.
thin, really thin. She was
Real
frail.
thin, real thin. And they didn't say one word about that man who grabbed that black woman by her neck. And, and all these men out there, but he gonna go up and grab that black woman by her neck and take her to the ground. And I was so glad to see that young dude come right in and tear his ass up. People are sick of this bullshit. It is no reason.
And I don't know where the old white lady came from in the white dress, the one that they threw in the water
Uh-huh.
after they
Uh-huh.
whooped her ass. They whooped her ass from beside the wall all the way over to the, to
And
the
dumped
edge
her.
of the pit and then dropped her ass over.
Yes, they always say black women look like men. Exactly. Oh, I don't know. I think that was a man anyway. They say it's a woman, but it looked like a man to me.
Yeah,
So,
Michelle Obama looked like a man too. Let them tell it. Their definition of beauty just tickles me.
yeah. So, yeah, their definition is a bunch of BS.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. You guys are more than welcome to hit the link if you guys want to add anything to it. We're just stating our own opinion about what we saw, and I am so glad that I'm so glad that it happened. They were defended by other people. Now, let me share my screen. I'm gonna read a little of this article to you guys. You can stay up here, y'all, please.
Okay, I'm gonna go on mute though. So
Okay. So this is how the story is being told over at the Daily Mail. Okay. Shocking video footage shows the moment a mass brawl broke out between a group of white and black people at the Alabama riverfront. With one woman getting beaten across the head with a chair. A witness claimed the fight started with an argument over a pontoon boat that was blocking the dock where a riverboat was to moor. Okay. I don't want to show I don't want to show this moving footage because I don't want to get tagged. The video shared on social media shows horrifying scenes of violence spilled over with sides seemingly divided over racial lines. Is it over racial lines, or they just started beating that black security guard when they white asses was told to move the boat? It was that the division, or was the division about them attacking a black man because they thought that that was the thing to do? So now it's over racial lines because somebody protected that black man. Now it's it seemed to be divided over racial line. Men are seeing gouging eyes and hurling punches to each other's head while woman lies stricken on the floor as a man smashes a chair across her head in a vicious assault. Okay, somebody's in the back. I'll be there 1 second. I want to finish this right quick. One man is even seen swimming across the other side of the river to join the fracas. He was a security guard. That's why he was swimming across. That is exactly why he was swimming across. And so here's some still footage of what was going on. This brother in this striped shirt, I commend him because he wasn't holding no punches back too. And you see this fat dude over here with the visor standing up just watching. He was the one who went up to the front and came down and started talking to the security guard, starting shit, not moving the boat. But then when shit got real, he just standing there with his hands to his side. There's the woman in red with the gray hat who is assumed to be the governor's sister. Okay, so, and it's so poetic that the paddle boat was called the Harriet. Okay, so that's more of the melee. So I want to get to onlookers pile in as the fight erupts over apparently innocent dispute over a motorboat blocking the riverboat. Okay, let me get to the meat and potatoes. That's the dude. Okay, there's the black woman in the tan pants that they
We
said
can't
that
see
looks
him.
like a
We
man.
can't see the pictures, Ron.
Oh, you guys can't see? Oh, thank you
No,
for. I thought I shared the screen.
it's the
Oh, I
banner
got the damn banner up. I'm sorry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Yaya. Okay, let me remove this comment as well. I always forget to do that. Thank you, Yaya. Okay, so there's the sister in the blue shirt and the tan pants that they said seemed to be a man. There's the governor's allegedly the governor's sister is being hit over the head with a folding chair. So there's that. And let me get back to okay, so there's the guy hitting the one man with a folding chair again. You know, he's scrambling after he was in the whole melee. This is him right here.
and that's
The
when
same
he
woman.
right after he had hit a woman. He hit several black women
Mhm.
prior to them getting a hold of him.
That and so this man came in and got him off the women first, and then he ran over to the paddle boat where the other black man smashed him with that chair. So this is what happened. See, now he's running towards the paddle boat. So this is what happened. So they're trying to act like it was just a savage race riot, and the same man is later seen smashing a woman in the head with a chair as she sits on the floor but what did she do to get sat on the floor? Nothing. She did not do nothing. Okay. Montgomery police said they responded to reports of a disturbance at the riverfront. Several people have been detained. Charges are pending. The department added the name of those detained have not been released. Footage appears to show the fight start in a tussle between a white and a black man at the end of the boardwalk. In a flamboyant gesture, the black man flings off his cap into a watching crowd above, seemingly in anticipation of a brawl. This is what this report is saying. This man had already been punched in the face for doing his job. So this is how they want to put this in this report. Scenes quickly turn sour as the hat throwing invites a punch to the head from the shirtless white man who had already hit him. The pair exchanged blows before another white man in red shorts tackled the black man to the floor before several others join the fray. Some appear to be trying to break up the fight, while others also throw punches. No, ain't no some appear to be breaking up nothing while other threw punches. So at that point, a black man can be seen swimming across the river to climb onto the boardwalk. That was the security guard, motherfucker. And what about the black man who came down the ramp who was breaking up the fight? So, this is how this is being reported to skew you into believing some shit that didn't happen actually happened. So that's why I want to. Whoever hit the link, you can come back up. Yeah, you can unmute your mic. Yeah, so this is how this is being reported in non-black media, should I say?
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Thanks.
They are truly trying to make it seem like like it was like throwing a hat up in the air is like a gang signal. What the fuck is that? He threw that hat up
Right.
as if to say, "Oh, it's on, nigga. I'm gonna whoop your ass." But it was only after he had been punched.
He had already been punched. They trying to act
Right.
like, oh, he threw his head in the air like that meant something. That's some universal. Oh, girl, please. Hey, right to be told. I just want to, yeah, and the UK is racist as hell anyway, and they're racist as hell over in the UK as well,
Well,
controlling the narrative.
yeah, they have to. They really gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
control it now that we know that supposedly the governor's sister was involved. She should have kept her ass over there where she was.
I agree, Sophie. Exactly. So yeah, that's one thing that happened that I wanted to talk about. And I did a story about some 6 officers who had assaulted 2 black men in Mississippi. Now these officers have been they have pled guilty. Now what happened was, this is an update on my former story. What happened was that these black men, one black man, he moved in to help a friend of his who was a white woman. Hey, Miss Toby, just a second. Let me put my banner up. Hey, Miss Toby, that's you?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
Mr.
what you want to add, Miss Toby?
Hey, how you doing? Oh,
I'm good.
no, I think. Oh, yeah, I was hoping that you were going to discuss what you were just talking about. But I believe that the young guy that was swimming, I don't think he was a security guard. I think he happened to be a young guy that was on one of the boats.
Yeah, but he was security because he had security on the back of his shirt. That's why.
Oh, he
And
did. Okay.
there were
Oh, I thought
several
it was
other.
okay.
Yeah, and there were several other security guys in those same shirts there. So yeah,
But
if you look,
did you see the other thing when it was the couple women that jumped in that fight too?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
uh-huh. Yeah,
Okay.
on
Yeah.
both sides. Yeah, it was a couple women
Yeah.
who jumped in it on both sides, and that's why I believe the black women jumped in it.
Oh yeah, that's why the two I seen two sisters that jumped in and knocked the fuck out of this I don't mean to laugh. But they knocked the fuck out of that woman. Cause the
Yeah,
woman
that's
had hit on a brother for
and
no
they kept
reason.
and they kept getting up and coming right back in. They kept getting up and coming right back in the fray. Hey, watching from Cloud9. So yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So now I have not been able to find any pages, but there seems to be a push for a GoFundMe to help these the security guard post bail any bail. So it seems like the
He
security
shouldn't
guard.
have
I
had
don't
to
know.
pay any post any bail. He was the victim. This is crazy to me.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the main security guard who got assaulted or if it's the younger security who got assaulted. There is some talk about getting money to post the security guards bail. So there's that. So
Okay,
if
well,
I get
they
any
had to.
updates,
Yeah,
I will
I
put it
don't.
on my community wall and
Yeah,
come
I
live
mean,
about it.
how should I put some of these folks now? I don't want to offend anyone that's in the chat that might be of another race, but some. I'm not saying all of y'all, but some of these white folks have to realize that we're not our grandparents anymore. Like our grandparents, they dealt with a lot of stuff because they had to deal with a lot of stuff, but at the same time, we're quick to switch up on you and beat your ass down. We ain't gonna stand there and just deal with it. It's
We are not
also
our ancestors, and the sooner they realize that, the better off they'll be.
And it's also another article. I forgot where it was, Ronnie. You have to find it. It was an older white woman that was the manager of an apartment building, and she assaulted a young black boy. And
Oh, because she
and
wanted him to get out the pool. Is that the one?
because she wanted him to get out the pool. She assaulted him and spilled soda on him.
Yeah, she slapped him in his face several times.
What?
Yeah, slapped him in his face
Yeah.
several times, and then she poured soda on him. I saw the video, but I can't remember what Instagram site I was on when I saw it.
And
What?
poured and poured soda on him, and I believe she was arrested.
I was
Yeah,
just going to say, was she arrested?
yeah.
Yeah. So when you know what I thought about that when she poured soda on him, you know what got in my mind quickly was an old picture of our young black brothers and sisters at Woolworth, and
The
people
sh-
were
mhm.
throwing sodas and milkshakes on top of their head.
And
I
ketchup and anything they could
Yeah,
find.
I still remember that visually, like when I was going through books at school, when I was with my mama, not at school, because I ain't even gonna lie, my school ain't teach me that. My mama. So
Uh
when
huh.
just visualizing that and just saying that, and I'm like, she threw soda on him, and then she put her hands on him. She
Oh
better
my
be glad
God.
that mother ain't put no hands on her.
That's why
Yeah,
they
she
hurried
better.
up and locked her ass up.
And that's child abuse. If the mother had did that to her own child, she would have been facing some serious charges. So I really hope that she is facing some serious charges behind that. Because had it been the parent, she'd have been facing some serious charges behind doing that to her own child.
All because she wanted him to leave the pool.
And yeah, see, and this is what kills me. Like they have gotten emboldened since this Trump era thing. They feel
Hmm.
that they can come out and do these things without any repercussion and no shame put upon them or anything like that. They have been really emboldened. Now, I was talking about these police officers in Mississippi. They it was a gang of them who would get together and work off the books if kind of like they did in the old days when the lynching days. They were actually officers, but this was not a call that they had. They went to this person's house. This black man had moved in with this white woman in a white part of town on the wrong side of the bridge, the white side of the bridge. So, and there was a second black man staying there temporarily as well. And so the cops in their report said that they had gotten reports from the neighbors that there were two black men staying at the house and they were suspicious of them. So instead of going to the house and seeing if they belonged there, they pulled up to the house and burst in the house, tied these men up, shot one in the mouth, sexually assaulted them with a sex toy, planted
What?
drugs on them. Yes, planted drugs on them, made them get in the poured all this shit, ketchup, hot sauce, some other stuff on them, then made them get in the shower and shower together and to get the evidence off, planted drugs on them, put none of this in their police report. Like I said, shot one of them in the mouth. He broke his jaw, lost most of his tongue. Now, so then they fill out these bogus police reports. Then they bring in the feds, and then so now they just pleaded guilty. This just happened this February. Now they have pleaded guilty, but it was kills me is the sexual assault charges are not part of what they had to plead to. That's another thing that really kills me.
So did
Why
they
wouldn't it?
they pled it down?
I don't know what they. I don't know. I don't know
Because
how they
it
weren't
sounds like,
charged with that. It doesn't seem like they were charged with it. That's why it bothers me.
well, sometimes they like to negotiate before they ever go before anybody, and then I mean, it's sad to say they negotiate sometimes, and then they agree to not, put certain charges on anybody, or they might um put
If
it down to,
they had been black,
or they pled it down to other type of offenses or something like that, which is crazy. But
Yeah,
this is the first time I've ever heard of this. I never heard of that, Ronnie Q. So they kept that under wraps, huh?
girl. Yeah, it sure did. Let me see. Let me see if I can present this story. I think I have it up here to share.
And what
Okay,
state was this again?
Mississippi, of course.
Um,
Okay, I don't have it up here to share yet. Yeah, but yeah, it happened in Mississippi, and it just happened this. I think it was maybe February.
what,
Maybe
and
it
how
was
did they
February
justify?
2022.
And how did they justify coming in the house if they didn't have probable cause or they didn't have a warrant to come into the house?
good
So
old
how did they?
boys.
So how did they
Yeah,
justify that?
I got to get to the article. Let me see if I'm gonna get to this article. I have it saved in my because I was gonna talk about that today. I have it bookmarked, so it's just gonna take me 1 second. I have the article bookmarked.
Wait a minute. Did
Okay.
someone say something? What someone say in the chat? Mm-mm. I don't know why my TV won't show the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah. They kind of work like a goon squad.
They are
So
the largest gang in
okay.
America.
Well, I've always said when I
Hmm.
was growing up, I always said that the police department is an organized gang in some
Okay. Let
aspect.
me let me remove that.
Richland, Mississippi. Oh, that sounds like a small town. Richland, Mississippi.
Okay. Violent police misconduct. Six plead guilty in torture, sexual assault of black Mississippi man. Also, six former law enforcement officers in Mississippi have pled guilty to federal charges in the beating and sexual assault. I didn't think they got the sexual assault charges. Two black men,
Oh,
one
so
of
they
whom was
did.
also shot in the mouth. Five former Rankin County sheriff deputies and another officer appeared in federal court Tuesday and pled guilty to 13 federal felony offenses, including civil rights, conspiracy, deprivation of rights under color of law, discharge of a firearm during a crime of violence, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and obstruction of justice. So that's why I didn't think it was added because when I read these charges, maybe this isn't all of them. The details of the
Oh, okay. So
crime,
they. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe this
So,
isn't.
so they were.
They
Oh,
say
they was charged. They was charged federally. Okay, so they going to do a lot of time because in federal you got to do majority of the time.
yeah.
I
So
wonder if they going to. I
it
wonder if they
says
going to send them to like a club med.
it
You
says
said they going to end
13.
up sending. I'm
It
sorry.
says
Go
13.
ahead.
It says 13 federal charges, but this isn't 13 that I read here. That's why I didn't think it was included. Uh, I don't
Okay.
I really don't know. Most likely they will.
So so they pled to 13 count.
Yeah, 13 charges.
Mhm. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, 13 charge. I'm sorry.
The details of the crimes the defendant committed is horrific and stark example of the violent policeman misconduct, which has no place in our society today. The assistant AG said in the Civil Rights Justice Department division at a news conference. The two black men, Michael Corey Jenkins and Eddie Terrell Parker, say that the officers burst into the home they were residing in without a warrant on January 24th, beat them, assaulted them with a sex toy, and shocked them repeatedly with tasers over the course of about 90 minutes. One deputy shot Jenkins in the mouth, the man says. Clark described the assault as torture. She said the officers sought to dehumanize their victims and to send a message that these two black men were not welcome on their side of the river. The officers,
On
then
the side of the river.
yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
they say, what their rankings were and all this type of stuff. Okay, these officers, they give their names. Okay, let me see. The attack was caused more physical harm than to these two individuals. It was served. Wait a minute. It was served that vital trust with it severed the vital trust with the people and the police. This abuse of power would not be tolerated. Okay, according to the federal indictment, Parker was staying at the home of a longtime friend, a white woman who lived in a predominantly white neighborhood to help care for her, and Jenkins was there temporarily. One of the officers received a complaint that day from one of the white neighbors that some suspicious black men had been staying at the property. So, suspicious black men have been staying. It was it her property? Was it her property?
When did suspicious become a crime?
Yeah. So
when you black in America, yeah. What was the? I have a question. What was the woman when all this was going about? If he was there to help take care of her.
I was wondering when I was reading the story, if he was there helping to take care of her, was she sick and impaired that she couldn't even get up to call? I don't know. That's why I was like, where was the woman who stayed in the house when this was going on? Okay. So he received a complaint. That night, the officers reached out to a group of officers who called themselves, they really do call themselves the Goon Squad, and asked if they were available for mission.
Goon Squad, aka just like that KKK.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
Yeah, exactly like it. The group used the name because of their willingness to use excessive force and to not report it, the complaint said. Okay, the officers burst into the home, handcuffed the men, and repeatedly shot them with tasers. A group shouted commands to the men and used racial slurs and assaulted the men with a sex toy. One officer demanded to know where the drugs were and fired a bullet into the wall, the complainant said. At one point, the officers poured milk, alcohol, chocolate syrup on their faces and into their mouths. The complainant said one officer also poured cooking grease on Parker's head. Another threw eggs at him. One officer ordered the men to strip naked and shower off and wash away any evidence of abuse. According to the complaint, the officers then used a wooden kitchen implement and a metal sword and a piece of wood to beat Parker. The deputies continued to shock the men with tasers and stole from the property. The horrific incident culminated with a mock execution when one officer fired a bullet in Jenkins' mouth, lacerating his tongue, breaking his jaw, and exiting his neck. The complaint said the officers then planted and tampered with evidence to corroborate their false story and cover up their misconduct, according to the complaint. But see, they were able to not have a warrant, go in these people's houses, and didn't think that they could just, write a story about it. Because how many times do you think that they had done that before?
Several. This wasn't
several times.
They left him.
That wasn't their first time.
They left him lying in a pool of blood and gathered on the porch of the house to discuss the cover-up. Said the person from this Southern District of Mississippi at the news conference. The officer submitted fraudulent drug evidence to the crime lab, filed false police reports, charged Jenkins with crimes he did not commit, made false statements to investigators, pressured witnesses to stick to the cover story, planted a gun, and destroyed video evidence, shell casings, and taser cartridges. They destroyed all of this. Okay, they became criminals and okay, the investigation links deputies to other violent episodes. The Justice Department opened an investigation into the indictment of Rankin County. Associate investigators found that several deputies involved in the episode were also linked to at least 4 violent encounters with black men since 2019 that left 2 dead and another with lasting injuries. So they are being further investigated for 2 deaths.
Okay, and then also you have to look into let's not forget cases that they may have arrested people on. They may have made false police reports It might be people that's currently serving time on the basis of their testimonies. So now you got
Mhm.
to look back on that.
And you see, they are willing to fabricate and plant evidence and destroy evidence. You see, they are
So
willing to
yeah.
do all of
So
that.
now you have
So
to,
who's in
yeah,
jail
you have to
behind
look.
them?
Yeah,
Go
now you
ahead.
have to look back on. You might have to look back on old cases where they testified where they may have covered up evidence, and people might be serving time in jail because of that. And then it's a possibility they find out that it was due to false evidence. They might have to vacate whoever serving any type of sentence and anything, and then they might get sued. They just might get sued.
Okay, Jenkins and Parker filed. They have to wait until the criminal investigation is over before they can file a civil suit, because they
Yeah,
want to make
no, I'm
sure.
talking about
Okay,
yeah, but I'm
so
saying later on, like if people come back and say, "Well, hey, they stopped me. Hey, they
right,
falsified this," can y'all, you know what
right.
I'm saying? You just never
Mhm.
know, so it might open up a whole can of worms.
Okay, so Jenkins and Parker's filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against Rankin County that same month, seeking 400 million in damages. The six officers are expected to plead guilty to the state charges on August 14th, and they are scheduled for sentencing on the federal charges on November 14th. Potential sentences on the federal charges vary for each of the officers, including the maximum of life sentences. Okay, so that's it.
Okay,
I
I
want
have a question.
to.
So, do you think, like, if they have been doing this for quite a while, because as we can tell by the other cases that they were involved in, shouldn't the commissioner or the sheriff or whatever they have down there, shouldn't he be involved in this suit too?
The attorney general or something like that.
Well,
You're
who's
talking about
whoever's directly over top of them, like the commissioner or the police chief, somebody, because
yes,
it's a small
exactly.
town. It's a small town. He had to know what the fuck was going on.
Had to
Well,
have
look,
known.
well in the article, it also made reference to the killings that happened in Mississippi in 1964. So they basically saying that it's the same old boy
Same,
network, the same
same,
thing.
same
Yeah,
old
so they
type of
base
stuff.
because the article says something. They reference about the killings in Mississippi that happened to the civil rights workers in 1964,
Hmm.
and I guess they were, I don't know if it's that county or not, but they was just basically saying that it's the same story over and over again, the same shit happening to some
Yeah, how
extent.
they just they how they arrested those civil rights workers, the two Jewish guys and the black guy, and they arrested them illegally, and they let the Ku Klux Klan go to the jail and get them out of jail, and they were
Hmm.
found murdered. Yeah, they said
Hmm.
that it's the same type of
Yeah.
thing what they did. So ain't nothing changed from that time to this.
Exactly. I remember when we went to visit my aunt in Columbus, Mississippi, and she took us on a little tour, and we went over to Jackson, and it was this old courthouse that had the jail at the top, and on the outside it had like postcards, and they were talking about the how the KKK had came in and got a tried to get the man out, but they wouldn't let the sheriffs or something wouldn't let him come out, so they set the place on fire, and you could see the man's face and print. You could still actually see like it was burnt into the glass. It was like a face where he was stuck in there when they set the place on fire. And Trump is just
Mm.
the Trump's boys. I mean, we it's just so much injustice here. Like the little YouTuber that was giving away the PS5 or whatever he was giving in New York, he's being charged. Yet we are still awaiting charges on all those white folk that went up there January 6th. But they charging him already.
Well, no, some people have been have been charged and some have served. I think some are currently serving
Not as
time.
many, not as many
I
as
mean,
they
I understand what
could.
you're saying, and I believe some people were placed on probation.
But that
But
was a
look,
young black boy. He all he did was try to give away something. I mean,
yeah, I understand what you're. But I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all because let me tell you something. If the tables were turned and we were up there because we felt like Obama got robbed on election day, and if we were up there, if it was a bunch of us black folks and brown folks, honey, the Capitol would have been sprayed with bodies of brown and black folks. Okay, they wouldn't have been, escorting us out and telling us to leave and everything, we would have been dead. No questions asked. We wouldn't have even been here for no trial
My whole
or
thing
been
is you can barely
or been
walk up
charged
that
with
way
anything.
prior to
We
them
would
coming.
we would have been dead.
Most of the streets were blocked off. Where they were, there was no way possible they got that far and all the way up to the Capitol. Like you can't even walk that way. And this was before any of this happened. It's just amazing to me. The good old boys gonna make sure they take care of their own.
Who you telling the only empress? But I don't even that man is taking his indictments as a joke.
Okay, I thought I was on mute. On Monday, they're going to be blocking off the access to the state capitol in Georgia, where Fonnie Willis is expected to bring election fraud charges against Trump sometime this week. So they are being proactive, allegedly, and blocking off the streets in Georgia because they're expecting to indict him on other charges. So my question is, this shit moved so slowly that I don't want. I want somebody to have a verdict before they say it's too late and he has to run in the election. It's too close to election day. This is some bullshit. They should have been brought these charges. I don't see what took them so long to bring these damn charges. And so I'm now Trump has it in mind that if he does win the election, he's going to put a lot of the legislator power under the presidency. See, that is his thing. So he is trying to go full on dictator from the things that I have heard about his plans for himself in the White House. So a lot of people don't understand that all this individualism and trying to separate yourself from other people to be better than to feel better about your little sorry ass lives. See, you better get the fucking picture that these people showed up on that dock and did. It's time to unite, and that's the whole point of my live. It's time to unite and put the bullshit aside because these are some serious times that we got going on here. People talking about they don't do this, they don't do that, they don't vote. I'm better than this person, I'm better than that person. I'm right down here in the beef sector with all of you, though. See, it just shows the simple-minded thinking that some people have and do anything to make themselves feel better than the other person. But the times are like really like this AI stuff. A lot of people were okay with it still in manufacturing jobs and the people who stock the grocery shelves and all this type of stuff. But these AI jobs are going to be stealing a whole lot of analyst jobs now. Going to be stealing a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of job from human resources departments and things like that. Human resources departments in anything with payroll and all these things are going to be cropped out to this AI stuff now. So now what do you say? You were okay when it was the manual person, but now that you went and got a degree and had to go get an advanced degree to get a position at somewhere else. Okay, so now it's coming for you. So it's time for people to stop acting, trying to put themselves in a box above and beyond somebody, and see that you all in the same motherfucking box.
All in the same boat. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's
Hmm.
time to band together for the common good of your people. You know.
I just wish. I mean, don't get me wrong, Uncle Joe. I just wish that we would have a better choice of the Democratic side.
We ain't gotta. We don't have no better. I mean, we don't have a choice on either side. It's the lesser of two
No,
evils.
no, no. And now the Cornell West, now he has great ideas and stuff, and they're like, oh, but he's gonna split the vote. That's the same thing they said about Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders would have been the best thing, had the best ideas for America. They would not even advertise his campaign in the news when he was winning primaries and things like that. Because they didn't want him to be a viable candidate. So
I'm,
it's just
I,
like.
Yeah, Monica, but truth be told, I initially voted for Bernie Sanders. I didn't
Yeah,
vote for. I initially voted for Bernie Sanders. I didn't even vote for Joe Biden. And the only reason I voted for him was once he got the nomination.
yeah.
But I initially voted for for Bernie. I did. I really did.
In the primaries, yeah. So because and then they gave him so little press, and he had so many good things, on the agenda. So and then you see Joe Biden, he sat up there and promised little certain little things, and then he can't get nothing done. Oh, and do you guys think Joe Biden is senile? Is it your
Yes,
opinion? Okay,
yes. And
so
he's not the
that's another
first
problem.
president that we had that was senile. Reagan was
Hmm.
definitely senile.
Oh
Yes.
no, honey. Reagan was definitely senile. I believe that Reagan had. Yeah, he was senile in his first term. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
Exactly. And you also got to understand that a lot of these senators are
Are you
senile
sitting on my
too.
remote? Get off my
I
remote.
I I was talking about this last time. Dianne Feinstein, they're letting her stay in office, and she don't know up from down. She's senile. And what is the other Chuck Grassley? That's the other one that is senile. And we all saw Mitch McConnell the other day go up to make comments at the podium and got stuck like a duck, couldn't even talk, couldn't even. Did you guys see that?
Yes, and then they
Yes,
was
I
trying to
saw.
poke
Yes,
him.
and he was confused as I don't know what. Look, I think that we definitely need term limits. I don't care what nobody said. We need limits in regards
Exactly.
to that. And I really think not to stay in. I think when you reach a certain age, no, I feel like just like you have to be a certain age to run for the president of the United States, you have to be 35 years of age. I
Yes.
believe that you shouldn't be a certain age in order to run the country either. I'm sorry. I don't care if anyone thinks that's bad or anything whatsoever. I don't think so. I think no, you shouldn't.
No, well,
When you're a
no,
certain age and you don't have your faculties together, no, you should
yeah,
not. You
exactly.
have to be
Exactly.
35 years of age to run for the president of the United States. So you mean to tell me a 90-year-old could run and you don't even know what's going on in his mind? Are you
Exactly.
Oh,
And
good.
also,
My chat started work. Sorry about that, y'all.
and
huh?
also
What you say?
My chat's starting to work now. Ashton, what you mean about you'll see me tonight?
what's happening tonight?
You said you think he had a stroke, Miss Hummingbird?
Who?
Mitch McConnell. I'm just looking at the.
And I was waiting to see if he had peed on himself, to see if he had lost
Because
all his faculties. But then he may already
how
be wearing a diaper. I'm not
Cause,
playing. He may
cause how
already
long
be in
was
a
strong?
diaper.
Cause how long was Strong in office? Wasn't he in office a long time?
He was in office till he was 99 when when who took over the Lindsey Graham took over for him. Yeah.
And he shouldn't have never been in even with his not no, not even taking knowledge of his black child. Little he was a fuck. He was an evil man. That man was evil. He was just evil.
Okay, let me share some with you guys because I was
You
Okay.
gonna
laughing at
I want to share a screen with you guys. Okay. Does Congress have a dementia problem? I pulled this up because I was going to talk about this. In November marks the 40 years since President uh, Nixon stood before the American people and said, I have got to get to know if the president is a crook. He was the president, so he was crazy. Okay, let me see.
what? Wait
Let
a
me
minute.
see.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Nixon. Wait a minute. Nixon actually said that about himself.
Yeah, he got to find out if the president was a crook, but he was the president. Okay. Okay, da 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 da. Okay, but there has to be more to the story in this. Da da da. Okay,
And
this
you
is
and y'all
about.
know it was a black person that discovered Watergate, right? It was a black man. But anyway, I digress.
But
Go ahead, Ronnie
the
Q.
janitor, right?
I thought it was security guard.
No, I think it was the security guard. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead,
yeah, security
Ronnie Q. I
guard. Yeah,
apologize.
no problem.
I apologize.
Okay, Okay, so now there is a pharmacist in Washington D.C. that delivers deliver. Okay, it should be. Okay, that is routinely filling
Time, not the case.
that that is routinely filling prescriptions for drugs that treat Alzheimer's disease for members of Congress. The pharmacists are shipping Alzheimer's medication to Capitol Hill. Then some number of congressmen are medically unqualified to hold office, and we do not know which ones or how many. They could be back. They could be backbenchers, or they could be sitting in the upper tiers of leadership making decisions of global significance. Since one's rank in Congress is based mostly upon seniority, the oldest members have the most power. So they have a pharmacist
Hmm.
that delivers these Alzheimer's drug directly to them on their job.
That's crazy.
Okay,
But
and then
they
according,
Um, I'm
go
not.
ahead, yeah, yeah,
I'm not.
go
I'm
ahead.
not shocked. I'm not shocked. No surprise. Are you?
No,
nope.
now it says on the Senate side, 18 of the 33 senators running for re-election in 2018 will be 65 or older. Several of them, Dianne Feinstein, Orrin Hatch, and Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson is another one that they suspect is senile because he has come before the podium and had hard time speaking and been confused in thought. And they will be in their 80s by the time they spend another 6 years in office. This is that was in 2018, so they are already in their
So I guess we
80s.
won't figure out they see now until they actually walk on the Capitol one day, butterball naked, and don't know where the fuck they at.
Yeah, and they said that there's been occasions that Mitch McConnell has asked, no, that Mitch McConnell asked how to get to the Capitol floor and all this type of stuff. And they say he been working in the Capitol for over 40 years, and he got to ask. And they said that Mitch McConnell is led around the halls of Congress with staffers and aides at his side to lead him around to different departments in Congress. So I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop the link to this article, and if you're interested in reading it, you're more than welcome. Oh shit, I closed it. Somebody's in the back. Hold on 1 second. I left somebody waiting in the back too long. Hey TC, I should have known it was TC. Let me double check.
Yeah,
TC, that's you.
it is TC.
What's going on, TC?
Hey TC.
Oh
Hello.
shit. Uh
Is
oh, I
that
knocked
is
Did
off.
she
that
drop?
I'm
is that
sorry, I knocked
Edie?
you off. Oh shit. It might be. And okay, TC, you here?
I'm here.
I'm sorry, I knocked you off by mistake. I was trying to remove the banner and I knocked you off.
Oh, okay. Bitch. Okay, no
That
problem.
was just
Yes,
that's not to you. I was just trying to do a big banner, and that was the first big banner that I had. So I'm
oh, okay.
sorry. That wasn't personal. That was just like a banner that covered the whole screen.
I know. Not a problem. Nothing personal. Never.
Uh-huh.
Y'all are hitting it. Let me just say this: a couple of things. Term limits. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Been talking about that for years for everybody.
And
Term limits.
Yeah.
Supreme and
Oh
I
my gosh.
Supreme Court.
Oh my God.
For everybody. And you know what I'm
Everybody.
saying? Absolutely. So let me just say this. Yaya, you asked a really good question a minute back, and I had to do something real quick. But you asked about I think something that was going on in Mississippi, and you asked the question about whether or not the sheriff should get involved. And then Ronnie Q, you had an excellent answer. But let me just say this. Should the sheriff get involved? On a good in a utopic society, that will probably be the protocol. Unfortunately, because we all know, I think Miss Toby, you said the good old boy network. Once again, you know how they are. Ronnie Q, you had a real good resolve, and that's that Attorney General's office,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that is an office.
That's the top cop.
Uh, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Now
Mm-hmm.
understand that the sheriff is sheriff, police officers, all of them are law enforcement. The
Mm-hmm.
attorney is the one that's jurisprudence. So that's the one that can go before a judge. They go in the court, and they're the ones that either trump up charges on you and convict you for it, or they try to divert this situation where you're not convicted for it. When I say you, I don't mean you are the person. So
Mhm.
it will. I really and truly have been saying for a while. Check out your attorney, your state attorney general's website.
Mhm.
They do a lot. They're kind of like behind the scenes. So in YouTube land, we will be the okay. If they were YouTubers, right? You know the people that go around flagging people and copyright
Mm-hmm.
infringement, and you don't ever know who and where it's coming from until you know. That's the attorney general. They're
Okay,
the,
hold on one second. Hold on one second, TC. Okay, there's the link to that article if you want to read more about it. Go ahead, TC. The Attorney General, go ahead.
yeah. So watch your pencil. Well, watch your attorney general's websites because they do an awful lot behind the scenes. They have a lot of authority, and I'm talking about something as small as tenant landlord situations. I know we're talking. I know you all talking about stuff more on the federal level, but I was just saying that small things that attorney general office is in charge of, and they can actually come out and do investigations and things of that nature. And they are elected. They also have term limits, and so they switch sometimes, in terms of sometimes it's a Democratic person, sometimes it's a Republican person in office. So it lends more of a balance. Of course, nothing is perfect. I'm not saying that they're perfect. I'm just saying that is Ronnie Q. When you made mention of it, I was glad that you did, because it would be nice if our sheriffs and all those other people, would actually do the right thing, but they're not, because like Miss Toby said, they're part of that good old boy network. They're all family members. They're related, or they just who, and they are who they are. So yeah. I'd say go to the attorney general for some things. You have an auditor. You have an auditor general. Check out your state people, because they're underused, and they're never ever they have the authority, not the police
Mhm.
departments. They don't. You want to
Yeah,
take
because
somebody to court, that's the person you go to.
that's the person who's going to give the okay to press charges.
Yes, thank you. They the ones.
Yeah,
you
you're absolutely right. And the thing about it is, there
But then
is
you have
a
to, and then you
go
have to
ahead.
hope once the charges are filed, justice is served. Because in reference to what happened here with Freddie Gray, our Baltimore City State's attorney, I don't care what nobody say. I think they're setting that sister up. Who's now has federal charges pending.
Right.
Um, um, she filed charges, but the police officer were found not guilty.
But she wasn't the Attorney General though, right?
No, she was the state. She was our Baltimore City State's attorney. She was the one that filed
Okay.
You mean
charges
like the DA?
on
She
the
was your district attorney.
The
yeah,
district
Yeah, that's
attorney.
yeah,
yeah, that's
Baltimore City. Yeah, Baltimore
yeah,
City.
that's total. I get you. I get you.
But I'm just
They,
saying, like, it could go that way too. You could press charges, and hopefully, you hope that you get the right jury
what
Yeah,
I'm
and
that
telling
will
you,
do that
what
would
I'm
do
telling
justice.
you, that the way and you're in Baltimore, so that I mean, when I say you're in Baltimore, I mean you're talking about a situation in Baltimore, and the way
No,
that
I'm in Baltimore.
the way that the constitutions, each state constitution has certain types of rules and regulations. And I'm telling you all, I know what you're saying about the DA. All of that to me is honestly is all pomp and circumstance. It's okay, it's just like a child going to college. They graduate, and all the graduation bells and whistles, and then at the end of the day they don't even get a job. Okay, or they don't get whatever. It's all pomp and circumstance. The real authority is held in of the hands of the attorney general. The
yeah,
district attorney, that's nice. They have some authority, but the authority is in the hands of the attorney general. Usually we don't hear about the attorney general, and we don't utilize them, but there are people who do behind the scenes. They use them, and it's a totally different it's a totally different zhuzh, the way that they utilize that attorney general's office. I'm telling everybody, if you can, to please go to your own state website, your state attorney general's website. Check out the things that they do. I use them all the time. Trust me when I tell you. And I will say this, if you know how to write, and whatever your story may be, guess what? They will definitely come out and investigate. Yeah, trust me when I tell you. I have helped folk write a myriad of synopsis and just a little paragraph, 2 paragraphs, talk about what the situation is, and they come out. You know why they come out? Because they aspire to go on to become the governor. How about that?
Governor.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you hear what I'm saying? Play politics like they play politics.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, because complaining has really got us nowhere, and like Ashton say, it's about who you know, it's not what you know. Yeah, and that is very true.
Now, that's true.
You know, y'all get the likes up, please?
The wheelchair fund. Every time you guys say that, y'all crack me up.
No, it's the wheelchair battery fund. You need a battery.
Wheelchair battery fund. Yeah. Now,
well, look, Ronnie, speaking of when she said people want to run for governors, I think because I think I had this discussion with y'all. I don't care what nobody says. I think my governor will eventually run for president of the United States. I really do.
Who's your governor? What's your governor's name?
Westmore.
Now, is he black?
Yeah, he's black.
Oh, okay. So I'm not familiar. I haven't heard too much about.
We don't have a governor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, y'all don't have a governor. Oh, girl, we got into an argument with somebody. Remember, somebody told us we didn't know what we were talking about when we said DC didn't have a governor.
Right. Was that Shireen? That was Shireen.
No, it was Sheila E.
That was
Sheila E. Okay.
She kept telling Yaya and I that we didn't know what we were talking about, and we kept telling her that DC they don't have a governor.
No, they don't. DC doesn't. No.
We fussed with that woman for a whole half an hour. She told Yaya and I that we didn't know what the fuck we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Called us every kind of stupid asses, girl.
Yeah. Said that we were dumb. We didn't know what we were.
Yes, she did. She was mad about us. She don't care about her politics, girl.
She told us we didn't know what we were talking about because she met the governor of DC. I met the governor of DC. I said, you probably met the governor of Maryland. You didn't meet no governor of DC. Maybe you met the mayor of DC, but you didn't meet no governor. Ain't no damn governor of DC. She kept telling me and Yaya we didn't know what we were talking about. Yaya lives in DC and I live in Baltimore. I know what the fuck we talking about.
Okay, now I have a question. TC, did you hear about the Attorney General of South Dakota fatally struck and killed a man who was on the in the shoulder lane, and he swerved and struck and killed the man, and then went on about his business, went home, and then he struck and killed the man, and he said he insisted that he must have hit a deer. He must have hit a deer. The sheriff of that little small town, it wasn't his town, it was a small town, on his way home, he had went to an event. And they asked him, had he been drinking alcohol? They did no alcohol test on him. And he was saying that he was listening to an audio book. They went and investigated him, and they found out that he was actually on his phone reading articles, and they could tell exactly how many minutes he had been on the phone, when he had logged on to which article, and then he was obviously reading on his phone, swerved, hit and killed the man. The sheriff came out, didn't drug test him, gave him a car, gave him one of his personal cars to go on and drive home. Him and a friend. His personal car, took him to his house, gave him a personal car to drive home. And then he was going to bring the car back the next day. On his way back to bringing the man his car, he suddenly wanted to stop at the crash area. Why you want to stop at the crash area if you only thought you saw a deer? Because he knew he had hit a man. And then suddenly he found a dead man's body over in the gutter. So they charged this man. They investigated him. He lied. I watched the interrogation. He lied all the way up until the police gave him no out. and they charged this man with a misdemeanor. However, they did strip impeach him
Yeah,
from
they
office,
impeached
and
him.
he is not allowed to run for any
Office.
office ever again. Yeah,
But-
but they only charged him with a misdemeanor. Him killing a
How?
man.
That was vehicular manslaughter.
and yeah,
Exactly.
that is vehicle manslaughter. And here's the thing: that family, I don't know who he killed. The person, because now that he's been convicted in this area right here, the family need to go after him.
Right.
That's all they
I
gotta
think
do.
I
You
think the
understand what I'm
family are
saying?
suing him.
Oh,
Yeah,
so okay, so they're suing him civilly.
Get him.
yeah. I think they are suing him.
Right. There
Yeah,
you go.
so like they
And
hold a
then
lot of power. See, that's why his charges were so lenient, and that's why the investigation took so long, and they were so nice to this man. And that man laying in the gutter could have got help, possibly could have survived, but he wanted to play dumb. And then the sheriff who came out treated him with such kid gloves. He said, "I hit a deer." Didn't even investigate, shine his light into the gutter to see he hit a man. See, they have some serious power, these attorney generals.
and
Right.
and now, okay, so um okay, so after all of this with the with technology and cyber harassment, cyber bullying, hey Lex, cyber, all of that stuff,
And
right?
like,
Hey, Lex.
After, now that they have it, now that finally law enforcement and the courts and everything are up to the social media, finally caught up. This is the other thing is aiding. Remember, I think I came on and talked to you, Ronnie, about it. And aiding and abetting were also when I say the docket, they're also in the memo for redefining what is aiding and abetting. Okay, so now I don't know. I haven't seen any official, like, what they have decided or what has come up in terms of what they're going to do as far as that is concerned. Howsoever, aiding and abetting to me would be the sheriff not doing his professional due diligence. And to me, the sheriff also needs to be trumped up on charges because he or she did not do their proper professional due diligence.
trumped up on
Aiding,
charges, no pun
you
intended.
daggone right. Aiding and
Yeah.
abetting doesn't only mean, somebody driving a car and you rob somebody or you rob the store or whatever the case may be. Aiding and abetting should also apply to professionals who did not do their professional due diligence to make sure that whomever was the culprit, that you actually aided and abetted this guy by giving him a freaking car.
How can you be
Mhm.
ahead?
How
How can you
more
be ahead of? How can you be ahead of a department
right
and all these things happen under your
under
watch,
your
and
tutelage, right?
you don't do anything, any type of corrective action, any type of disciplinary action against
That's
these
right.
officers who are doing these things, and they later come up and sue the city, which is the taxpayer, and the taxpayer, and win
Right. But I
these
thought,
suits, and
That's
you
right.
don't
Right.
have to, you have no repercussions because of this qualified immunity and all this type of stuff. That shows
but I
in
thought
your
they were
job
getting away with
performance,
that for
because
police officers.
a lot of police officers have gotten away with things, but more and more, a lot of times if the police have qualified immunity, the police officer personally, they won't lose their house, their possessions, their pensions and things, but a person still can sue the city and the police department and get paid, and the taxpayers are paying out of all these
Right.
payouts.
And here's the gag order. Here's the
Mhm.
when see, there's everything. What is this in the Bible? It says everything in decency and in order.
And in
Instead of
order.
going after them criminally and then civilly, what you do is you
Mhm.
go after them civilly first, then criminal. Here's why: when you go after them criminally first, then of course the families are gonna win because the police department was wrong. Okay, or they're gonna what are they gonna do, right, Ronnie? They're gonna settle out of court, right?
Or they're gonna let the officer off.
They're gonna let them off, right? So what happens is when you do that, when they do that, they want you, as the family, the victim of the family member that got situated, whatever. They make you sign an NDA. And then they
Oh.
make you sign another agreement, especially if you're going to settle. They make you sign another agreement that you can't
You're not release the details of the
you can't
settlement.
release
Oh,
details.
you can't. Yeah, you can't release the.
You can't
Yeah,
do
because
anything, and you
that's
can't
what.
sue them. And listen, and you can't sue them anymore for any more recompense. But if you do it civilly first, that's not the case. You do it civilly, and then you go criminal. I'm just saying, like people got. This is why we got to go to get that Black Laws Dictionary, 4th edition. That's what the judges use.
But you can't sue them criminally. The state either or picks up the charges or not. So you really don't have no control of
Yeah, you
suing
don't
them
have any.
criminally.
So
Yeah, you don't have any. You don't have any control to sue them criminally, but you could sue them civilly. You don't have because
if you have an attorney that goes to the attorney that goes to the right office, and you can definitely have trump up criminal charges against even the police department.
But you're saying sue them civilly before criminally.
Yes.
But you don't have that option, is what I'm saying. Because you can't bring a civil trial, before a criminal trial. You can't bring a criminal trial.
Because most of the time, people usually wait until the criminal charges have been adjudicated, and then they usually end up suing them civilly, just like they did with O.J. Simpson. The O.J. Simpson trial. Yeah, they sued him.
Right.
He was found not guilty, and then they eventually sued him civilly, and they got the money. And that's what Freddie Gray's family did. The charges were dropped, but they end up suing the city civilly, and they end up getting, I believe, $6 million. $6 million that we had to end up paying for.
Right. But the difference with OJ the difference with OJ is that he was not found guilty.
But I just told you that the police officers here were not found guilty either. And they sued the city, and his family got $6 million.
But they sued the city, not the cop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They sued the city, and I believe they sued the police department. I think they did try to sue.
What about
I think they did. I think they did try to sue the cop, but I don't think they really.
They may have had qualified immunity, and if they do have qualified immunity by Ashton, they can't sue the cop. See, that's why qualified immunity.
They end up suing the city, and they end up getting money from the city, because I knew they wasn't going. What money they was really going to get for no police officers? Nada.
Please, they get enough. They get their pensions.
I know what I'm saying, but they probably was looking at the big picture.
They get their value of their home. They have to sell their home.
You hit one of them or two of those police officers and take their pensions and stuff. I don't give a daggone if it was $500,000. You take it because you lost a loved one. You take everything from their kids, their children, and grandchildren, and the next cop is going to think twice about what he's going or she going to do.
And the thing about it is, that's why we need to petition for this qualified immunity to be outlawed. Because
why are you telling me to stop, Austin? What I do, Austin?
If they did not have qualified immunity, it would make them think before they do the shit that they do. Because they have some skin in the game, and they have some shit to lose. That's why qualified immunity should not should be one of the things we fight to get rid of when it deals with police being able to being sued. See, they'll stop a lot of this bullshit that they do out here in the streets. That's why it's a good thing to get rid of it.
Got you. Okay.
We're on the same page on that.
Yeah, you're right. It like Vibrant said, it's different all over, but you're right, that immunity.
You know what? And you might be right about the pension, because they couldn't touch O.J. Simpson pension from the NFL. Remember? That's the only thing they couldn't.
That's true.
Yeah, they could not. They can't take his pension in the NFL. They couldn't take it. The family tried, but they said no, you can't get his pension.
But I'm wondering if that's because he had already retired. See, some of these police officers are still on the force.
Working.
They're still working, or they quit because of this litigation or this incident. So I'm wondering if that's the difference. OJ was already.
I think some police officers made that.
Listen, and the police officers should not be allowed when to be allowed to resign when they are up to be fired, because that means they are allowed to get their pension. They also have a bill before
Right.
Congress. They also have a
That's
bill
it.
before Congress where they want to set up a database for all police who have been involved in critical incidents and stuff, so they can't just quit the police force before they get fired and then keep their certification and go to the next town over and get hired. See, they want to set up a database, and a lot of these places that hire these police officers, they act like they didn't know that they had these prior things, that they quit this force because they were about to be fired, and they'll go next door and get hired
And
again.
get hired.
And then the people act like,
Got you.
oh, well, we didn't know. That's why they want
That's
to
a
set
lie.
up a federal database that, yeah, half of the time that'd be a lie. And that's why they want to set up a federal database. The bill is on the Congress desk, but they have not signed it. This federal database, because they want them to continue to be hired.
Right. Sovereign immunity. Okay. Got it.
Oh, Ronnie Q.
Okay.
So
That's it.
I remember a couple months, I think it was like a month ago, you had talked about the young guy that was, I don't know what state it was in. He was a prisoner and he died in the cell and he had bug bites and everything.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes,
Okay, you know the family settled. They sued. They won $4 million.
yes. That was in Georgia. Yes, I
Okay,
remember
yeah.
that. And then they took all them prisoners out of that prison. After that happened, they all of a sudden had a place to put all these people while they were housing them in this subpar prison. I mean, he had bugs. He had lice and bugs. His whole body looked like he had a fur suit on because he was just,
What?
It was horrible.
it was horrible.
Oh God.
Yes. So yeah,
But
it's all. It's just
But
like
I
a
feel
lot of
like
shit.
$4 million isn't enough.
But you have to realize how they go about it. First of all, they figure out what they would make in a lifetime. By him being in jail, they have already diminished what they have the expectations of what he would have made. So
But
it's a
I
whole
mean,
lot that goes into that.
I know you talking about how they do it legally. I'm talking about morally.
Right.
Yeah, I'm talking about as far as morally. $4 million, no, that's not enough.
Shit. My uncle do. I think his lifetime, we probably could only sue for $2.
yeah. Well, the thing about it is that guy, he was in jail for some minor traffic warrant, citation, and plus he was also mentally ill, and they didn't give him his medication, and his mental status was declining over the time, and he was in jail for like, I think 3 or 4 months and stuff, and he had lost weight to the point that he was like skin and bones over that period of time. They did nothing.
Was that the one that his sister, that had sent his sister the pictures? Was that the same case?
No, that's not the same case. That's not the guy who
Dang.
had the abdominal surgery. That was in Arkansas, I believe. Yeah. So Oklahoma. Yes. So it's just like, they're just like building all these prisons, warehousing these people, farming out the medical services and the food services. A lot of I was reading a report about they get the cheapest contractors to give them their food and their medical services. That's why half of them don't receive medical treatment. You hear of so many people dying in prison because of like simple diabetes medicine, all those simple type of stuff. Now this dude had surgery. Can you imagine? In Oklahoma, they have this guy who has a hidden. I'm a post that one day, or I may come back and do a story. He has a hidden cell phone, and he walks around this same prison interviewing inmates who have medical problems, and you see the big gashes in their forehead, big boils in their ears, all this type of stuff. And what did they do when you went to the infirmary? They told me to wash it off with some soap and water. All these type of stuff, because they get no type of health care because they're farming it out so they can make profit on these prisons. That's why I am so against these for-profit prisons, because they are getting food delivered to them that already have worms and maggots in it.
Is that what Chris owns?
Out.
She owns a profit for prison, Trish.
You know what?
She
I'm
can't
not
own.
talking to her.
She cannot own a for-profit prison with them cheap ass wigs that she be wearing. Oh,
You know what?
yeah, but anyway, so yeah, it's a lot of serious stuff going on out here, and like we really need to wake up to like what's really going on. And a lot of people feel like, oh well, I can't be effective. And I thank you, TC, for coming on and tell us different ways that we can be effective. And like if you really look at it, how many of us are really even doing anything to try to be effective other than voting? And like I can see why some people are so just like frustrated
Discouraged.
with voting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I completely understand. You know, when people see the same Rudy Poot old can't losing all their faculties right in front of your face, and then people just allow that shit stuff to happen.
Mm-hmm.
See, whenever it's on the other side, then everybody wants to expose everybody else. You see what I'm saying? No, expose McConnell, expose all of those, like you said, all of those old Republicans and older Democrats, all of them.
All of them.
Anything over 70, stop it already, okay?
Because
And
like
they can work somewhere. They could be a greeter at Walmart. I don't have no problem with that. I'm just saying you don't need to be in government because of its intensity, and you are not. And I repeat, you are not in the order of what is going on today at 70 years old. You may know some stuff. I get it. Yes, I believe in my elders. So listen, don't get it twisted. I have a whole elder group of people who I answer to and go to first, based on some stuff in terms of character and other things. But when it comes down to technology and when we doing social media and stuff like that, they'll tell me, we don't need to talk to you about that. You go, and I have a whole nother group of people I talk to you about that. Listen, it's intense. And these folks, the way that the United States is changing, the demographics are changing. Women are in power, getting in power. Women want power. You can't be talking to women any old kind of way. We ain't standing for it. We ain't going for it. And we will take you to court for it. Yes, we will. At least those who know.
But
Who
at the
know.
same token, you just said that. But yet they just took one of our most important rights away as women.
What'd you say? I'm somebody just lovely. I'm gonna get you.
Well, I
I
that
said you said that, but they just took away one of our rights as women. What we would do with our bodies.
Which one?
Abortion.
Roe versus Wade.
Oh, okay. See, well,
abortion rights.
I look at that as something totally different. But
I do too.
I
I
have a whole different perspective on that. That's
me too.
So your perspective is what as far as when it comes to not black women but white women?
This is my position about the whole situation. I want more black women to have children because they are killing more viable black women off during childbirth, and 50% more black children die within their first year of life from medical diseases. The medical disparity among black patients as a whole, but especially among black women. There has been a study that says only 36% of black women survive pregnancy as opposed to their white counterparts.
Okay, now I can understand your standpoint, but I still have issues with people telling women what to do with their bodies. Though
I have an issue. Yeah. Well, they should mandate. There should be some type of mandate on men to have vasectomies or things like that. If they're going to tell women what to do with their bodies, they never mandate anything for men. But the problem is that I see it as a way to shrink the black population, and with this abortion thing, I think it was like you even hear Sherry Shepherd got on The View and said she used to use abortion as birth control. She said that openly on The View, and everybody was aghast at her. If you can Google it and see.
But I know several women that have used it.
Yeah.
It's birth
So
control.
I don't, I don't, I don't. I think that we need to have more black kids. I think we need to expand the black family. I think the whole black family
What is
demographic
this?
is shrinking, and I think that it's like really shrinking the black population. You look at commercials on TV and stuff. Anytime you see a black man with a family, he is not with a black woman. They say they do that to, make everything all inclusive, and you never see a solid family unit, but you do see white solid family units still displayed on television, but you do not see black solid 100% black family units displayed on TV. And I think that that's by design. That's kind of like how they used to put a real popcorn in the movies, and then it make everybody hungry for popcorn to make more money at the concession stands, and they
Yeah.
outlawed that. I
Mhm.
think that is some type of mental thing going on with people. So that's just my opinion.
uh, I just wanted to say to Miss Toby that I wanted to talk about vibrant comment, and I think that it is absolutely profound. And I believe this for the police department and all of, actually, to be honest with you, I think everybody needs a mental dexterity test. They need a whole physical, psychological evaluation, the whole 9 yards. And you're right. Younger doesn't equate to stable. It does not. Absolutely. I will say this, because we have a group of younger people who feel like, they want the position, but then as soon as a little something, goes awry, and they oh, I'm getting triggered, and they can't help it, and they get all out of sorts. So it's like, calm down, like, chill out. What is wrong with you? But I will. Oh, where did Miss Toby go? When, in reference just to the whole Supreme Court and the Roe versus Wade, a lot of things happened around that same time. Fifth Amendment rights, were taken away, um, and also some other stuff that happened. Um, I hadn't. I didn't get an onslaught of phone calls or people talking about it. We talked about it a little in YouTube land about the whole Roe versus Wade before it even went down. I don't believe I heard people talking that they call their senators, that they call their representatives, and the if these people, they need to make sure that they are not pushing and promoting this. If not, what's going to have to happen is that the legislation was made, and then now they're enforcing it. I think that we need to look at legislators more for on these levels, and if they don't do what we ask them to do, and we don't keep a report card on them, then they will be responsible for what the Supreme Court does, and that's my whole thing with that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be responsible. It's just time to like really start paying attention to how the systems are, not working for us, and try to, make some type of changes in the systems, and let people
Yeah.
who are public servants and who are put in office to do the things that we put them in office to do, to hold them accountable, and let them know that no, we just don't have to go with you. We can find somebody who's more viable, who's going to go in office and do what we have put them in office to do for us.
For us.
Because United States is getting really, really grimy and really, really messed up. Everybody talk about the one percenters, but there is a group of people who amass more wealth. I think it's like the 9 percenters or the 17 percenters, where these tech
15.
uh, yeah, these tech giants, and who have all this money from tech ideas and ways to put the everyday American citizens to take your jobs. They have trucking companies that are using AI technology. One big truck, what was that? Yellow just went out of business. Miss Toby's back. Hold on. Yellow, the one of the largest trucking companies, just went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Miss Toby. Yeah, because
I'm
they were
back.
trying
I'm
to
sorry.
figure out a way to
I'm
be
back.
viable. They were trying to Okay, they were trying to figure out a way to be viable and buy up a whole lot of small trucking companies. And now that is one of the things that they are trying to implement in a lot of these big trucking companies, is this AI whole 18 wheelers going down the road with not one human being in them on the roads and highways, and they are already out there on the road. So we have to be more diligent, is my opinion.
Uh, can I wanted to talk to. I am here for the show.
I
And
agree,
it said for the
footstep.
first time in the United States, white people are going to be the minority by 2020, by 2045. I don't. Let me say this. I've heard that. I have my position has always been that black people have always been the majority in the country. That's my position.
Right. I believe so too. But
Always. Now,
but I
now,
always
stop.
I
Wait a
think
minute. Now, documented. Now that's something different. Here's why. The way that they come across these numbers is by using the United States Census Bureau and all that whole debacle, right? Every 10 years we get this count, and then even within the 10 years they do some other things and they come up with ways in which that they can make projections. Black people have we have really not been wanting to participate in that whole count, and they have not really, they didn't mind, because the more money, the more count that you get, the more of the count, the more money that particular municipality, that principality, or that particular county will get for the amount of people that are in that particular area.
right.
So
Now,
why is
like,
that? Why? So why is that? Is it because some black folks, you know how some of us are? I don't want government in my business. I
Right,
don't want them coming in
yes,
my house.
there you
I don't want
go.
them to know.
There you
Huh?
go. Yes, that's exactly what they say. You know it. You got it. That's exactly what
like,
they say.
That's why they've been pushing the black census a whole lot. But my
yeah,
my whole thought on the Roe versus Wade thing, as far as that, I believe it was overturned because of that projection that they would be the minority by 2045.
yes,
Boom.
because that no,
There
no,
you go.
no, no,
Yes,
no.
yes.
They were expected to be the minority by 2035 because Hispanics were expected to be the
The
majority in the
majority.
United States.
Yes.
So now, don't get me wrong. I am not against having I'm not against women having their own choices, but I would just like to see we increase our numbers. Don't get me wrong with me saying I want black women to have more children, to have more families, and I want them to be more viable and to
But you
live
know,
through their
but I
pregnancy.
also,
But
but
hold on,
but
Miss
Ronnie
Toby.
King,
Hold
wait a
on,
minute.
Miss Toby. Hold
Okay,
on, Miss
okay.
Toby. But the problem is that this Roe versus Wade thing don't give people the choice. People have to go through 9 months of carrying a baby that hasn't even formed a skull and that's going to die within its first minutes of life, but they must go through this pregnancy feeling this baby grow in them and knowing this
Mm,
baby is not going to live.
mm.
People are getting raped or and have incest or raped and have to carry these babies to term. See, I'm not for that. So
But
don't get
you
me
do know,
wrong.
Ronnie Q, DC is a safe haven, and people can come from any state here to get an
Sanctuary.
abortion.
Yeah, it's a
But you don't
sanctuary.
know. But
It's
no,
called
no,
an
no, no, no,
abortion
no,
haven.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
really?
no,
Yeah,
no, no,
yes,
no,
you can.
no. Wait a minute. You
What?
can, but states like Texas is
Wow.
trying to make it illegal for people who live in Texas to go to places like DC, to go to places like California. They will charge you with murder if you go there for abortion. See, this is how deep it's getting. I'm not saying it's not a safe haven, but I'm just saying they're trying to even eliminate that possibility.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It may be a safe
Yeah,
haven.
they're trying to make it more difficult
Yeah.
for women where in case it's gonna be, unfortunately, if you're gonna do that, you know what's gonna happen, right? People are gonna end up dying
Mm-hmm.
having illegal abortions.
But
Mm-hmm.
Women
but
are
see,
gonna
my mother
what
always said that white women always were able to get them even when it was illegal. That they went
Oh,
and got DNCs at their local doctor's
but
office.
I ain't talking about rich white people. I'm talking about poor.
they weren't rich white people. Yeah, you have to be rich and
I ain't talking
connected. You
about rich
trust and
white people.
believe.
I'm talking about poor. I'm talking about the poor.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah,
that
you have
that's
to
not
have
gonna
some
be
money
able.
for that.
Yeah. I ain't talking about rich white folks. That was rich white women, honey. It wasn't no sisters or no poor white trash. No offense, white people. In my opinion, I think it was rich white people, white women. Trust and believe. But Ronnie Q, you said something. You said the importance of the black family, but also, in my
Yes.
opinion, we as black women, we don't have a good record when it comes to being married. And to me, marriage is very important also, in my opinion, if I wanted to have a family.
Okay, hold on one second. I got somebody coming up.
Okay.
Ashton?
And I wanted to say
Yes.
thank you,
Okay,
Vibrant.
go
I
ahead.
got you. I agree with you, Vibrant. Yeah. Thank you.
Um, this is Ash.
Go
Listen to
ahead,
me.
Ashton.
Can I just say something? Okay. First
Yeah.
off, us as in Texas, I'm in Texas, and I am a blue bird, whatever you want to call us, because I deal with the police. I have a badge. I have everything. I hold a whole lot of stuff. But listen to me. We do not just help each other who help either. So if a person like you, they like you. The white people like you, they will like you. My family does not do that, and we
Huh?
are military. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm kind of confused. What topic
You said
are
your
you talking
family
about?
don't. What do you mean?
Oh, I am so sorry because I thought you were saying that they protect themselves and stuff like that. That's not always. That's all. That's all. That's the only reason I came online because we don't. The white people don't protect us, and we. I'm blue blood. I'm blue blood. I'm blue blood.
I,
How you blue
sis,
She
blood?
mean like
I'm
she
trying to
mean
figure out
like the
what
thin.
topic.
She mean
What
that thin
topic?
blue line of police protecting
Oh,
police. Is
oh,
that what you're saying?
okay.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
ma'am. Yeah, Miss
Oh,
Toby, you know I like you a lot. But no, we blue blood, but they don't protect us. So that's why
No,
I was listening.
They
Yes,
who doesn't protect you?
the other white people don't protect us.
Are they
this
sup-
you
no,
mean white officers, white people who are also
right?
part of the thin
Yes,
blue line.
yes,
We
yes,
know
So
that.
did
yes.
I'm
so
very
did the
clear on
black
that.
police officers ever think that that was going to happen? Because upon the onboarding of black police officers, which is really just recently,
I
I
am for
mean,
the show. Leave me alone, sis. Leave
we
me alone. I am
already
for the
knew.
show.
We
I do
we,
apologize. I can't hear her because I
we
think Miss Toby's talking at the
I'm
same time.
upon the on
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm gonna shut up.
upon the onboarding of black officers, which is not that long ago, we knew that black officers were not going to get protection from their fellow blue folks.
No, exactly. And
So
the
we already
unions
knew
don't.
that, though. You know what I mean?
And and the
Like,
police unions don't even
right?
protect black officers
Not at
as
all.
vigorously as they protect white
That's right.
officers. Even
And
yeah, you look at those. Go ahead.
maybe I missed it because I'm in a car. Maybe I missed it. My bad. Then I missed it because I was like, baby, we be having a fight for our own stuff. Shoot. And not only my family is blue, they're military, they're everything. There are a lot, and my family is blacker than black. Um, and they like to watch y'all, and that's why I was listening to y'all so much because look, I'm on my way to the whatever. They got stuff going on, and I can't even see it. That's why I said, yeah, yeah, he already there. I'm mad that he there. Look, I'm like, cause there's stuff going on over there. That's why I'm saying we are so military, and I was like, support us, still support us. We do support y'all. We support everybody. We support communities. I volunteer. I do so freaking much, and nobody. First off, you shouldn't even know how much I do to community. I love my family, and that's it. My bad. Somebody called. My bad. My bad.
No, that was me. I'm calling for my allergies. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, but yeah,
What?
we're clear on that. The black officers don't get supported like the white officers. Shoot, you black military have fought wars and came back to the United States and got
And
treated like dogs
right,
throughout
right.
history. So we're clear on that.
But yeah, that's what. Okay.
But go ahead.
No, I wanted to say I love this community and I love what Ronnie Q be doing because this be some good stuff. And I even like what Lady Nika did when she used to do her certain things with mental health and stuff because that's a lot of stuff too. But no, I just wanted to let y'all. No, I thought to be honest with you, I thought y'all was like these black people that don't you don't do that. I was like, what? I had got offended. Look, I pulled over in Taco Bell parking lot.
Oh, girl, no, we pro black over
we were
here.
talking about this.
We pro
We
black.
were talking about the census. We were talking about the
Okay.
census. We were talking about the census
Yeah.
at the time. Like that's I think that's what we were on because we
And
were
that
talking about the
and that
census.
black people don't participate always in the counting or in the count, and therefore we don't get counted in many instances.
And then the money does not get dispersed
It doesn't,
into our
Right.
community to help that because that's where the money comes from, like allegedly,
Well,
And yeah,
Can
but
I
and
say
and oh, go ahead, Austin.
federal monies comes from there, and that money should be coming to the states, to the cities, and should be dispersed accordingly, utopically. But it's not always that way. But it's really funny how they will make sure that they count those brothers and sisters in jails that are in white counties, and that money goes to those particular counties,
to
and
those counties as
there you
opposed
go,
to
as opposed to
mhm.
where those
can
people
I
are
say
from.
something?
You know what I'm saying? But did you
Yeah.
hear what I just said, Ashton? That's what we're talking about, the participation from
Yeah,
the United
yes.
States
Mhm.
Census, and that we black people have to, when we need to be a part of it and at the table when they're coming up with ways in which to do the count, and ways in which they are doing this distribution of funds and things of that nature. And when you finish, I have a little story to tell about how I almost got blackballed in reference to a question that I had to ask the United States Census when they came to Philadelphia, and I was, yeah, and on and on and on, whatever. And thank goodness for the media. That's why I love social media. That's why I love Media Associated Press, because somebody stood up for me, and we put them all on blast.
What question was that they asked, or that you had to ask them?
I asked
No,
the question.
she already asked the question. I understood the question. No, I
Well,
understand.
Ronnie wanted to know, so I'm gonna just say it was the
Sorry.
same question that I just mentioned in reference to where is the money going, and where does it go when we count the people that are in special places? They call it a special places project. And where does that money go to? Does it go to where those men and women are from, or does it go to where they are?
Where they're
Mm.
currently residing at, where they're
And
currently
it's
incarcerated at.
right.
Yeah, because those are usually rural places way out in the boondocks. So why are
Right,
they getting my
right.
money when
And
you took my?
they rearranged the definition to fit that particular narrative. That's the reason why I asked. And when I asked that question, it was a whole kerfuffle. And thank goodness this one lady here in Philly was two ladies who had my back. And they said that if anything happened to me, that it was going to be they were getting ready to expose them, and that was the end of that. So that was that. Anyway.
Okay, Austin, what was it that you wanted to say, honey?
Yeah, you had a question. You said you
I
wanted to say something else.
No, I was gonna reply back to what she had to say. Like, we our funds go to different places. Like, for example, when I went to college, can y'all hear me or no?
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
hear you.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
okay.
can hear you.
Thank you. No, I was not no AKA or nothing like that. They donated money to me. There's money every freaking where. I can show you where the freaking money is. So I hate when black people say there's no money. There's money every, like, if I wanted to go to college and get my master's and stuff, I can get that. I can show you. Stop saying that they don't do nothing for us. There's money sitting here waiting on you. I can show you. Don't tell me that. Oh, they don't need to show. And that's all I want to say. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying. A lot of people do not know where to go to get the money. I definitely agree with you. TC, you may be able to expound on that as well.
Yeah.
Since
I've been saying that ever since, Ronnie Q. I've been saying that ever since I've been in YouTube land, and also prior to. That's my work. That's my mission. I find money for young people to go to college, but also non-traditional students. So those that want to go back, and those that want to get their masters, their PhDs, JDs, etc.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
But
Yeah, that's a
also,
lot.
I'm sorry. Also,
Go
I
ahead.
want to say too that we support black business, everything. Like, I just spent $20, and dang on well, the first they take all your money out for your rent, your whatever. I'm like, shoot, I don't even like this kind of. auto pay stuff. Don't y'all laugh at me. I don't like this auto pay stuff. But I'm gonna be like, my feelings was hurt. I had a little one tear. I was like, dang, I started crying. But no, we do support it. And if I am not a content, what you call it, a subscriber, but I'm like,
You're not a
don't,
subscriber?
don't,
Okay.
You're
yeah.
not a you're not a
No,
content
I'm a
creator.
subscriber. Yeah,
Yeah.
creator. But yeah, I'm like, let me tell you something. I've been crying since the 5th.
Wow.
I've been hurting.
You know
I
what?
don't know what this auto pay do. My daddy was like, "When you gonna get grown?" I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna get grown. Listen to y'all. I'm
You know
not
you
grown.
can take you can take auto pay off, right? You don't have to auto pay everything.
Oh no, because I had just purchased me a car on my birthday. And guess what? Nobody cashed at me on my birthday.
Oh, okay. Did they know when your birthday was? Did they know
Nah, I
when your
wasn't
birthday
begging.
was? You
Is
must
that
be
a,
a
Yeah,
Cancer. You must be a
is that a
Cancer.
is that a
you
snipe
know
at
I
mess?
am. I'm a
Yeah,
Cancer.
that's what a Cancer would say. A Cancer would say, "You didn't nobody cash at me on my birthday." That's exactly what a Cancer would say. That's
What
exactly
But I
what
have
it
a twin.
what
I have a
TC,
twin.
can you tell me what a Libra is? Because I'm a Libra.
So
Girl,
Libras think
ain't
they're
nobody be worried
balanced.
about no dang on
Libras,
Libra.
see, that's a Cancer. That's
Go
that's
ahead,
what they
go
say. They
go
don't
ahead,
care about
TC.
nobody.
Go ahead, TC.
Libras think they're balanced, but most of the time they are not. And the ones that know that they're not balanced, those are the most balanced Libras that I've ever come across.
Oh, I know I'm not balanced.
Then that's why. Then you are a very balanced person.
I'll tell y'all that in a minute. Y'all, I ain't balanced today. Don't I, y'all? Or I'm a little off.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie Q has heard me say I'm off today. I'm off today, y'all.
See,
Trace, are you still here?
I appreciate that. That's what's up. Libra.
Okay. Now, personally, I have been one to not really go into the zodiac sign. I don't, everybody says like I'm this, I'm that. I don't feel it. I don't see it. For me, I just don't see it for me. So, yeah, everybody think that different signs have these distinct characteristics, and
A lot of them
I've
do.
never seen it.
They
Yeah.
do though, Ronnie Q. They do.
Cancers
No,
are the
Robin.
biggest
No,
crybabies
Robin
you
of
have ever
Detroit.
seen in
She's
your
been
life.
She be in chats all the time.
Yeah,
I
she's
see
here all
Austin
the
all the
time.
time. Robin of Detroit. I see her all the time.
Ashley been gone for a minute though.
I mean Aston. I'm sorry, I said Austin. Aston. No, I used to see her all the time.
Yeah, you used to. You haven't seen her recently.
I have recently though. I
I've
think she
seen
was in
her. Oh, she gone. Bye, Ashton. Thanks for coming up.
by
she, know where,
Aston.
she know where all the money is. Somebody said she know where the money is. So you know what? That one. Oh God, I Am Here for the Show is amazing. Okay.
Yes.
Amazing.
That's why I was on mute.
And Morgan too. And
That's why I was on
Renee
mute.
too.
And
Morgan,
Yeah, and Renee, my cousin, got issues.
Renee too.
Y'all funny. Oh my gosh. Lord, y'all just too much for me. I appreciate
No
it.
problem, Ashton. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks,
But yeah,
Ashton.
Oh my
so
God.
it's just like so much. It's like so much to even be discussed. It, like one thing leads to another thing, leads to the next thing. So
Yes, that's true.
where were we? We were talking about the census.
Oh, wait a minute. I just had another story, Ronnie Q. Did you hear about the senator? Was it the senator in Rhode Island? Got caught with a pipe in his hand, knocked out behind the wheel.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
I read about that. I read about that a couple of weeks ago, and he thought he wasn't gonna get arrested. I saw the body cam footage, girl. But he was.
Aston,
He
what
was
are you
like,
talking about? She's talking about and Trump. What about Trump?
Is she okay? I mean, just like
now. Speaking of Trump, now what do you guys think is going to be the outcome? What do you predict? We're taking predictions.
Oh man.
Okay,
What
people predict.
what
Now
we gonna predict or what I want? What I want?
No, both. You can say what you want and what you think is going to happen. I think he's going to jail. I think
do
he's
too.
going to jail.
I think it's gonna be a soft shoe one though.
I don't care because if he go to jail, he won't be able to run for president
Well,
anymore.
that's
And
but he
go
said
ahead.
even if he's on in federal prison, he still won't run. I want to know how he gonna do that
That
one.
boy is a mess.
He
He
can't
won't
be.
be.
How
He
is he
won't be
going to do
allowed
that?
to run. He because he won't be allowed to run. He's like unraveling. He's unhinged at this point.
He is unhinged. Just like
Yeah.
the
He
book.
been
Who wrote the
unhinged.
book?
Uh,
Who wrote that book? Was the Omarosa that wrote Unhinged or was somebody else? Who wrote
I think it was
Unhinged?
the other guy.
I think
Yeah, but he's unhinged. I think it was
Oh,
a guy.
the guy that wrote that broke the news of Watergate. That's who wrote Unhinged, right?
mm,
I can't remember. But yeah, he's unhinged. So what do you think? Yeah. You say what do you think and what do you want?
I want him to go to jail, but I want him to go to Lawton, and then
You want him to go where?
Lawton. You know, Lawton not even here no more. So you know, I want him gone. But I think he's going to jail, but he's going to go to a nice, comfy, soft shoe type of prison, and
A
it won't be that
clubhouse?
long. Yeah, it won't be that
Right.
long.
I agree. I totally agree.
What do you mean it won't be that long? What do
Now
you
she
mean?
asked. Now she asked you, can she be your moderate? Now look, girl, you pushing it too soon. If I ain't no motherfucking moderate over here, you ain't gonna be no motherfucking moderate over here, damn girl.
Oh,
You
But she gonna
pushing
be
it.
a moderate or moderator?
Moderator.
Can I be
I'm a roaster roll.
moderator?
I'm a roaster roll on the hinge.
This Toby is a
Yes.
mess.
Okay. I thought it was.
You're right.
Omarosa.
Mm-hmm.
Where's she at? Where's
Now,
Omarosa?
I know, right? Hey, soul sister, number one.
I'm a
I think she
roaster.
kind
She
of like
got
after her man
married.
died, she been really low key.
She got
After
married
what?
to a minister, didn't she? She's
Yeah,
married
she's
to a
yeah.
minister now.
She got really
No,
low
she
key
was.
right after that though, or right after
But no,
what's his name
she was
died.
married to him when she was working for Trump
Huh?
in the White
When?
House. She was married to him while she was working at the White House.
The minister, right?
No. Was she?
Yeah,
I don't know.
she was already married.
I
But
thought she was with that black dude who died from the Green Mile
Right.
no,
during
he
that
had
time.
died beforehand. But girl, and then they
Oh,
said
okay.
something about I don't know. They said that was a mess too when he died because they were saying people really didn't like her anyway when she was with him.
Right. They said that it was some stuff
But she
between the
kept those
sister and him.
receipts when she talked to Trump. She had them receipts though.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
had them receipts when her sister was trying to sell her brother's estate too. She had them receipts too, so that's why they ain't like her. It's like she was about that cash. They said she, if I remember correctly, don't quote me, that they said that there was some contention about his estate regarding her and the sister.
Oh,
That's what
I
I
am for the
remember.
show. Oh, she got married after she left the White House. I don't know why I thought she was married before she got to the
Hey,
White House
Doggy.
with
Hey,
him.
Keena.
Hey
Yeah.
Dovey. Hey Keena. How y'all doing? Miss Dovey. Hey Keena. Morgan. How you doing?
Okay, so TC predictions and wishes
For 2024?
for
For
Donald
Trump. For Donald
for
Trump.
Donald Trump and
Listen,
all
I
of his
agree with
charges.
Yaya. I agree with Yaya. I think it's gonna be he's gonna be found guilty, but he's gonna be in a real posh place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Miss Toby, did you give your predictions and wishes?
Unfortunately, I think he's gonna be found not guilty because they're gonna get the dumbest ass jurors on the jury and they're gonna find him not guilty.
I don't think so. I hope not. You
But
never.
what I
It's like
want,
a crapshoot.
what I want,
What do
I
you
really
want?
want him. Yeah, I really want him to go under the jail. But I would not
You
be
know.
surprised if honey, I would not be surprised, honey, if he end up being found not guilty. It would
You know
not
what I
shock
want?
me.
You know what I want? I want
What?
him. I want him to be adjudicated, but I want the first case to be adjudicated to be a state case. Either he has to go to Rikers or he has to go to some
Ooh.
prison, some state prison in Georgia before the
Baby.
federal
Baby,
cases
he
are
would not.
adjudicated.
He would not survive. He would not survive.
Rikers, he's not gonna survive.
Hell no. He would not survive there.
No. As soon as,
See,
as soon as he go to take a shower, he gonna be done.
Yeah, so that's what I want.
God
Yeah,
willing.
rich people can rich people can survive in jail. Well, I was just going to use a bad example. I was just going to say, Jeffrey Epstein was in
I was about
Rikers
to say,
Island
please don't use him
in
because
isolation, but that's
I
a
knew you
bad
about to use that
example.
man. That's not a good. That's not. And speaking of him, do you really think that he killed himself, or do you think someone killed him?
No, I
You
don't
think
even
he
know if he's
did?
really dead.
I don't believe
I'm
he's
with
dead.
Yaya. I don't even think he's really dead.
I
Me
think
either,
Don't do that.
because there was some y'all know I'm all on the conspiracy stuff, but there
Yeah, I'm
was
on that.
it was somebody had taken pictures from overhead, and when they zoomed in, that was him talking to the person working there, and then as the helicopter kept circling them, he got in the car. I mean, why do they have a full staff on that island when there's nobody there? If he's dead, why do they need a full staff?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, Joby wants you to drop the link for her.
Dovey, okay, okay, here. Let me drop the link for Dovey.
I'm getting ready to.
What
I'm
do you
getting ready
think,
to come
TC?
down. Thank you so much, y'all. It's
TC,
been.
one last question, TC. What do you think about Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't think. No, I don't think
What? You don't think what?
anything.
Oh, you have no thoughts. Oh my God! But listen, okay,
Y'all good. No, but I agree with
on.
what y'all are saying. That's why I'm like, y'all got it going on. It's
What?
you're,
Lord, why Just Lovely say I think he's with Russell Simmons?
you know
Okay,
what?
Russell Simmons is over in Bali, and Bali has a no extradition to the United States.
Exactly.
And listen, okay, hold on one second. Oh, hold on in the back 1 second. I want to get this thought out before TC drops down.
Exactly. I am for the show. Exactly, sister. We see eye to eye.
Jump the tracks again.
Let me put my other thing up. Okay, let me put this up. My little rolling ticker.
We see each other, sister.
Take my video down.
I'm here for the show. We see each other, sister.
Okay, let me get this thought out. Okay, so I want you guys, I can't remember the name of the movie. I want you guys to go over to Deanna Irving's chat from today. There is a movie out that is discussing Oprah Winfrey, and I believe it's discussing Epstein as well. And this is a movie that they have tried to prevent from being put out. It's not on Netflix, anything, and it's on a streaming service, and there's an app that you can download. And me and Deanna and TC, I want you to watch this movie as well. Me and Deanna, we're gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it today, and we're gonna get together and we're gonna discuss this movie because I never really cared for Oprah Winfrey. I do not like how she has been quiet and has been buddy with Harvey Weinstein, and has always been an advocate for taking any admired Black celebrity down while ignoring her close buddies who have been charged on the most heinous types of things. So this movie is surrounding that type of thing. Please go to Deanna Irving's chat and check it out.
They said in the chat, Ronnie Q, Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. Yes, that is.
Oh, y'all know one of their funders was just arrested for child trafficking.
Sound of Freedom. That is it. And it's you got to get it on some streaming service. You know what streaming, and they have it in select movie theaters also. Yeah, so we're gonna do a story on that. TC, you got that?
I do. I just wrote it down. Deanna Irvin, right?
Okay.
I believe the guy that played I believe the guy that played in Mel Gibson's movie about Jesus Christ is in the movie.
Okay. Love it.
The guy that played Jesus Christ in Mel Gibson's film.
Yeah, she has all the
but they said that they really weren't getting any advertisement for that movie, but they said that people are going out to movie theaters and stuff, seeing it and everything, but they weren't giving advertisement for it.
Y'all gonna see me break down because I like Oprah.
Oh, girl,
I know, but I've been watching, and what Kim said and what Just Lovely it's like it's not adding up, and I can't.
Look at the Red Shoe Club too, but also the Sound of Freedom funder Fabian Marta arrested for child kidnapping.
Mm.
2 days ago.
Mm,
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
Jim. Okay.
Thank you,
Oh
Yaya.
wow, that's his name.
Mm-hmm. Fabian Marta, Marta.
Hmm.
Okay,
Oh,
so Yaya, can you pull up what streaming service is showing that movie so I
Let me
can?
see. Sorry about that.
It's an app that you can download to watch the movie, but I want to watch it on my TV. There's also a streaming service that you can watch it on.
1 second. Let's
mhm.
watch.
Can I just say something to Kina? Kina, I saw the question you asked me, but I didn't know where it applied to in reference to a debate. The debate question. Can you ask me the question or fill me in? Because I'm not really sure. That's one of the reasons why I didn't answer. Sorry.
Everybody's watch something.
I think I missed something, or maybe you just have to refer me back to
Huh?
it.
I don't know. Wait a minute. I think this is wrong because wait a minute.
No, who did you say was arrested? Because it did sound like you said the guy who funded the movie. You're not saying the
Yeah,
guy that funded.
the man that funded. He was a funder of the movie Sounds of Freedom. Fabian Marta was
Oh, he
arrested.
was. Oh, he founded some of the. Oh, so he gave funds for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm.
What?
Son of Freedom. Just was watching Son of Freedom and Peacock.
Mm.
You
Um,
said Peacock?
no. I'm trying to
Okay.
see. I'm
Okay.
just
Well, you got the name of it, TC, and
Yes, I got it.
Deanna tells you exactly where you can stream it on your TV, or you can download an app to watch it.
Okay. Okay, got it. I could
yeah, because
download
it's
the
been
app.
out a
Uh,
month. I just don't want to watch it.
Oh,
TC,
okay. Okay, Kina.
you
I'll
don't want
answer
to
you.
watch it?
No,
Gotcha.
man.
Uh, How come?
It's very
Gotcha.
triggering for me.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna watch it, and we're gonna have a discussion about it this week. So TC, if you watch it early this week, we're not gonna have the discussion before Wednesday. I know. So
Oh,
I
okay,
want
great.
to.
Okay.
Is it
Yes. What is
Crunchyroll?
up with Kamala Harris? Huh?
Is
Wait.
it
What
Is it
happened?
what?
Crunchyroll?
What happened?
Crunchyroll.
No. No, that wasn't what I heard. I didn't. It's I wrote it down, but it's back in my room. But yeah, you
It's
can go
Son
to
of Freedom.
Deanna's
Son of
channel,
Freedom.
and
Wait. Who said Kamala? What happened with Kamala?
Kamala Harris refuses to debate Ron DeSantis, and it's a missed opportunity because Kamala Harris is
You
all about
daggone.
going to Howard University when she refuses to debate Ron DeSantis about taking
Hmm.
history, Black history, out of Florida classrooms, and
Exactly.
also
Hmm.
That's a
saying
miss.
that
That's
people
a travesty.
develop
Right.
work skills that they could use later in life by being slaves. So, yeah.
1, 2, 3 movies.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's another one.
One, two, three.
Is that a
Um,
streaming
I
service?
IDB IMDb. You can watch it there also. But they said 1, 2, 3 movies is the best solo movie alternative.
Okay. So you guys Google what's it, Freedom. What is the name of the movie? Oh my God.
Sounds of
You
Freedom.
guys Sound of Freedom. Please Google that movie, watch it if you
Mhm.
can stomach it. Deanna and I are going to have a conversation. We will set up reminders about it, and
Okay.
I hear that is something that you might be interested in. They said something about Jamie Foxx speaking on Oprah as well. If you listen to quite a few people, like I know Dave Chappelle has some very interesting things, observations
Wow.
about
Didn't
Oprah
he?
Winfrey as well. Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, I
Yeah.
know. I saw. Oh my god, I saw that and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." and so many other people. So I'm pretty sure that this this documentary that we're gonna be looking, well, that I'm gonna be looking at, is gonna just open up so many other stuff. Oh gosh, yeah. I tell you, people being exposed left and right. Keena, I have my thoughts of definitely about that debate, and I agree with you, Ronnie. Missed opportunity, but a total disgrace, and she should have done it. She can debate the daggone vice president. She could debate that punk nigga thing.
I forgot Dovey and
I'm gonna have to
God,
cash up
Dovey,
everybody. I done cussed everybody
Dovey.
out.
Excuse me, TC.
Night.
Excuse me, TC. I'm sorry. Dovey, I'm sorry. I got into my conversation and I forgot to let you and Ashton back up. You guys, please hit the link again. Go ahead. Yeah, I saw you cursing people out who talking over people.
I'm sorry. I know, right?
I was like, I got whiplash.
Let me get off because I got in trouble. I had to
Please
cuss out. I had
don't
to cash out last night.
My
This morning. And my apologies to Miss Indigo. So I just want to.
You cussed out last night.
I just it's not necessary.
I know, Toby. I'll tell you later.
Tell her later, y'all. Don't do that.
You know I wouldn't do that. TC, have I ever done that to you?
No, I know. I'm sorry. I thank you. I appreciate you for that. You know, I came out of character, but I was hot. But this is
fish grease hot.
Where? I gotta see this.
Anyway,
You're gonna have to wait until I'll text it to you later.
You know. Anyway, just lovely, my sister. See y'all later. Everybody in the chat, Kena, Soul Sister, and Ronnie Q, Yaya, Miss Toby. Love y'all so much.
Love you too, TC. Take care, baby.
You know, footsteps in the dark.
Oh, look, wait a minute, TC. I'm very excited because you know why?
Why?
Okay. I graduated from Morgan State University, so I just read that their enrollment has increased again this year. I'm very excited.
Morgan is all that, girl.
That's
great. Morgan is everything. You got now Tita's son is teeter-tottering between Morgan and Morehouse. So we trying to help him out.
I gotta go in Miss Tita's. I gotta go in Miss Tita's chat then and talk to her about that.
We just had a lot. We just had the Morehouse men. I just had a video. You know, we did a little thing with the Morehouse men. I'm gonna do something with Morgan, and then he's gonna make a decision, and we're gonna have like a little fun with that on in these YouTube streets. So
okay. Oh, okay. So I gotta go over there and visit Miss
Tita. I apologize. If I'm stepping across boundaries, but just keep in the loop. Her son is junior in
because I know that they went to go visit the colleges and stuff maybe like a month ago. Mm-hmm. Was that about a month ago that they went?
Well, they went 2 months to Morgan, Hampton, some other places.
They went a couple other places.
And then they went down south. And then
they went down south because I was in the bushes when she was talking about it. Because I be in her bushes.
Did they go to Southern? Did they go to Southern down south?
Not yet. They went to Morehouse. They went to the schools in Atlanta. They went to
I think they went to Spelman too, didn't they? Didn't they go to Spelman?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
All of that good stuff. And so I had the chief of staff for the president of Morehouse and in our live. We had a wonderful time, but I'm getting ready to do Morgan, and then he's gonna make a decision, and we're gonna have a good time with it. But I made sure I had some black businesses. So when Ashton was talking, black businesses that donated and made sure that they gave to him because he's got fees. He's got a lot of stuff he's getting ready to have to pay for, and it's a lot. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. So I just wanted to tell you that because you were stepping in. Okay.
That'll work. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Ms. Ronnie. I'm gonna look at that, that documentation, that documentary, and I'll be ready. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a movie.
Is anybody out back?
They said it's a movie, not a documentary.
It's okay. It is a movie. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Dag, okay, I gotta get all mad at me. All right, I'm good.
No,
All
no,
right,
I was just
bye.
making sure. No, I was making sure you had the right expectations because I read Footsteps said it's a movie, not a documentary. So
Got you.
I didn't want you to
Perfect.
be like, oh, Ronnie Q didn't know what she was talking about because I just heard about it today myself. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Yaya and Miss Toby. There's
Yeah.
something coming up. There's something coming up next year. Ronnie Q. We're gonna have some. We're gonna have some meet and greet. So, DMV is getting ready. Is getting ready to go boom. I just want to let you know that.
All right,
TC,
I'm here.
Yes.
TC,
Yes.
read the statement. This is the one that. Thank you, Tracy Whitehead. That is like wood fix. I never heard of it before, but
Get
that
out
is
the
the
way.
streaming. That's the
Wow.
streaming
Okay.
apparatus that you can watch the movie on.
Yes.
So everybody go there and you can watch Sound of Freedom, and you can download this on your smart TV as a streaming app and watch it there. Thank you,
Exactly. Thank you,
Tracy
Tracy.
Whitehead. I appreciate it.
Yes. Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, that'll work. All right, y'all.
All right. Have a great day.
Good night.
Okay,
Good
good
night.
night.
Miss Toby and Yaya, I had a great time talking to you guys. So is there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on? You know what I've been watching a lot lately? I have been watching a lot of interrogation videos.
Well, I'm sorry.
What you laughing at, Miss Toby?
Um, Ronnie, Ronnie, I took an edible about a half an hour ago. That's why I've been laughing.
You sure have been laughing.
Okay, go
But
ahead. Finish what you were
I've been,
saying.
I've been watching a lot of interrogation, cops interrogating suspects and things like that. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I watched the one. Remember that Instagram model in Miami who stabbed her
The African
Nigerian
dude.
boyfriend? Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I saw the interrogation video, and she was sitting up there, and she had on like a bantu top. It was just barely covering her breast, and something else on underneath it. And she had this like robe on, and she just kept letting the robe fall open and kept pulling her chest up, and all this uncomfortable fake laughing. And then when they finally told her that he had passed away, it was just so fake and so
Oh,
melodramatic, and
she put her current tears on.
all
Her
these
current
tearless cries, her
her
tearless
current
cries.
tears. Her
No,
current tears.
yeah, her Karen tears, yes, indeed, girl, it was a mess. But I did not know that a year before that, she said maybe 6 months before that, because she said they had been together for a year and a half. 6 months before that, they have another interrogation video of her going off on him in Las Vegas, and then they were in an argument, and then she called security and then played the damsel in distress, and he pulled my hair. And so when it starts off, they're saying, well, she said he pulled her hair, this, that, and the other, and he's sitting there in separate rooms, and he tells them that she threw a glass at me, and he's still trying to protect her and stuff. And then they go over to her and they say, is it true you threw a glass? And she said, oh, I may have, it sounds like me. And like with a smile, she thinking like it's real light and easy and stuff. And then they take her to jail for domestic violence. So she had already been to jail for domestic violence against him. And it was just watching her to think that it's so cute. Well, it sounds like me. When I get mad, I throw things and this, that, and the other. And then when they took him outside, back into the lobby of the hotel or the casino they were in, and he's wailing, "Can I see her one more time before you take her?" It was just so pathetic. And
his family is pathetic too.
But
yeah.
Robin of Detroit said, "Oh, he's the one that hated black women and just loved white women so hard."
Yeah.
So in other words, had it been a sister on the other end, he would have said, "I don't give a fuck. That bitch assaulted me. Take her to jail."
Yeah. Yes, and then he's sitting up there crying to let me see her one more time before you take her out. And then they ask him one question: are you afraid that? Are you in fear of your life? Do you think she's gonna harm her, kill you? And he's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, yeah, but she is. Yeah, but she is. Yeah, she is. Yeah, it happened like 6 months or so before then, and he was mad they went to Vegas, and all she wanted to do was drink and sleep and all this type of stuff. And then we tried to wake up, she got in a rage fight. They went to the hotel room, but they stayed in Girl, that room was tossed. You should have seen it. Yeah. So, and then even in the Miami, when they arrested her after the incident, the cop is so easy on her. Oh, we're gonna try to get you home as soon as possible. We know it's hard on you. I was like, oh my god, I've been watching these interrogation videos.
So where could I
They
watch
are
this
something
at?
to see. The
So
one
where
that
could
I
I?
watched this one on was Circus Circus Clown, I think was the name of the thing. Just Google interrogation videos, but I think it was Circus Clown is the name of the channel. But girl, it's been a lot. I watched this one where this
I have
mother.
a question too. When you're done, I have a question. When you're
Go ahead,
done,
go ahead,
okay.
go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. I don't like if you had a black son, would you tell him or teach him, just like you know how we have to teach our black boys when the police pull you over, this is what you need to do, A, B, C, D, and E. Would you teach him if you happen to date a white woman, might be the possibilities of what you have to deal with, A, B, C, D, and E? Would you?
Yes,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
preparing a child for life.
yes,
Am I talking crazy?
yes.
Because I feel like my animals are really kicking in. Am
They
I
really
talking
are. They are. They are.
Miss Toby, Miss Toby a
But
mess.
I'm
Now,
saying,
yeah,
would you have to teach your black son that?
Yes, you would, because
yes,
if you're preparing him for life, why would you leave that out?
yeah. Those are the perils of life. My sisters, my cousins, they teach their sons that. Yeah. Hmm. And there was this lady, she was being interrogated about her son being missing. And they let you know beforehand that he was found in a shallow grave. I
Oh
mean,
no.
real shallow, girl. I mean, like my dog can make an imprint in the ground as deep as that grave was. So it must have been a mound of dirt on top of him. And he was like 24 years old. And then they were asking her, well, what happened to your son? And she was like, well, I just saw him walking down the street and he got in the car with somebody. And they was like, no. And she had money. She had she his stepfather, she had three kids. He was the oldest, and she had two kids by the dude she was married to for 15 years. And then this oldest child went to the her ex-husband had a baseball league. This is in Florida too. He had a baseball league, and the her oldest son, went to his stepfather's baseball game, little league game, and made a big old commotion. Stood on the hood of his car, kicked the whole front windshield in, and then he went missing. The mother called and said he went missing. So long story short is she lied and said she saw him get in the car like 3 or 4 houses down. The police said that's a lie because there are cameras over here, all around here, everywhere. Who is this with this baseball bat? It was the stepfather. The stepfather came to the house. They had him on camera with a baseball bat with 3 other people, chased him behind a house. And the houses were on a lake. Chased him behind the house, saw him come back, put the baseball bat in her car, and drove off. And then they had the cameras of him going back behind the house, looking at her son's body. And then she was covering up for it. She played like she didn't know anything. He got 50 years. She got 10 years. His girlfriend got 2 years probation because she was smart. She asked for an attorney. So people better understand that they give you a right to remain silent because you have that right. And this lady was sitting up there thinking she was running games on these investigators and trying to figure out what they knew and what she would say based upon what they said they knew. But she got 10 years and she still had 2 young kids. And yeah, it was a mess. These things are so interesting. Hey, Love Blake. Hey, SJ. So yeah, you guys need to check out some of those.
So where can I watch this at?
Girl,
It's called just Google police interrogation
I'm telling me,
video.
you're
I'm
not
saying
gonna
girl to
remember,
me.
Toby. Just I got it for you. I got you.
Are you saying
And
girl to me?
I'm gonna send Yaya the link, and I'm gonna let Yaya send the link to you. Which one you want? You want the black lady with the son, or you
Both.
want to see the? Okay, I'll send them
Both.
both to you to
What you
Yaya.
mean? What you mean, girl? Oh,
You're not gonna remember.
Yeah, because you over there giddy and
Giggling ain't
giggling.
nobody said Jack. She just a giggling. Toby.
huh?
Okay.
Girl, I was trying to read what the hell Ashton was talking about in the chat. I don't understand what the fuck she talking about.
Now, Love
Toby,
Blake said, "What
stop
happened to the
focusing on Ashton.
conversation of his two brothers?" No, the two brothers didn't do it. The mother, the stepfather, and the stepfather's new girlfriend, they were the one who was charged. She still had two sons that the stepfather, they had all the texts and stuff talking about, this is what I want you to do. I want to talk to you about raising the kids and stuff, because he felt the pressure and he knew he was going to jail. And they had all the text messages and stuff, and they had her read it, and they was asking her to find it on her phone, and she was sitting up there going through the phone. I said, "Bitch, it don't take that long to go through no phone to find no goddamn messages." I said, "They
Okay.
better look over her shoulder. She probably deleting them." And then it didn't matter because they already had them printed out and laid them in front of her. And she was like, done. I was like, oh my God, those things be so good, these lies they be trying to get away with. So I be watching those too. So anyway. So that's it. That's all I have to say. I really appreciate you guys coming up. I had a great time today. I wasn't
It was.
expecting
It
to
was
go
a really good
live.
live.
Yeah. So Miss Toby, any last words?
No, I enjoyed myself. I try
I
to keep
did too.
myself. I did keep it up until the last half an hour.
Also. All right.
No, thank you. Wait a minute. Let me tell Love Blake. No, Love Blake. The father went to chase his stepson with three other people. The three other people were not his sons, but they were
Uh-uh.
just three other people. So now the sons are left without a mother and a father. So that's what happened. Okay, yeah. Your last words.
Thank you for having me. I had a good time. I'll see you in these streets.
All right, thank you for Ashton who came up, TC who came up. There was one more person. I always forget the one other person. Who else came up?
You said
Ashton, TC.
You're all on a carnival.
Well, that's it. Thank you, Miss Dovey. I'm sorry, Dovey, for not letting you up because I had
I ain't
a brain
sorry.
fart.
I
But
ain't sorry.
bye.
just say it. Bye.
Bye.
All right. You guys have a good day. Thank you for joining me. Please hit the like button on your way out. It was great. I had a real good time chatting with you guys, and I'll see you guys on the YouTube streets. Have a great day. Bye-bye.